This is really the fighter and the kid.
Come on, baby. Couple things for the room. I want you to take a look at Daddy. Is there something different about me? Aside from the fact that I defy time? Take a look. Because I'm noticing it. I'm going to notice it right now. What do you see about just my face?
Liver spot on your head?
Face.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm trying to figure.
I don't have a liver spot on my hand.
Your cool new kick?
I think I'm a little less gray. And I'll tell you why I think I'm a little less
top?
gray.
Yeah, you look a little, you put some dust up there?
No, I didn't put anything in there. I think I'm on a supplement regimen, and I swear to God, I think it's making me less
here
gray.
It goes. What? Give them the promo code.
No, I don't have any
Oh
promo
God!
code. I don't have a company. I'm paying for expensive supplements.
No! Here we go.
But I think that I'm like, I called Rogan and I go, dude, you've been taking supplements. I've been making fun of you forever. And now that I've been taking supplements, I will never go back. He goes, Bryan, I know. I go, no, but I feel so good. My energy. He goes, who are you talking to?
You've been anti-supplement forever. Even though two of your best friends, me and Rogan, swear by supplements.
I didn't know you swear by supplements.
Me?
Yeah.
I've been taking supplements since I was like in 5th grade.
Man, like, what do you take?
All sorts of stuff, man. This isn't about me. What do you take?
Well, all I know is I think my hair's gotten darker. And I know all you guys are just looking at me and I don't really give a fuck. But somebody said to me.
It does look dark on top.
See?
Yeah.
Is it more full? Let me see. Is it
It's
fuller?
so weird, though. I'm not joking. I think I'm kind of blown away by it.
I don't know.
So I'm taking.
But are you taking Propecia?
Fish oil, or I'm taking omega 3s with
from fish oil
with CQ10.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that is. That's supposed to be good for your hair and
your
supposed
heart.
to be good. Yeah. And then I'm taking vitamin D. Then I'm taking a really high end a multivitamin. I'm taking Tonkat Ali, which is supposed to raise your testosterone by 10 to 20%.
That's not real.
I don't know.
That's not.
It's
real.
it's an herb.
Yeah, sure.
I take creatine, and I take magnesium at night. It's not, and I do a greens plus thing, like an athletic greens thing.
Yeah, in the morning.
I think all of it is fucking real.
Oh wow, you really changed. But you're like that. Next week it's gonna be
No.
You've been talking shit about supplements for a hot second, and here's the real thing that tickles my asshole.
Yeah,
is we've been sponsored by Onnit for 10 years. You piece of shit.
I know, but I was taking with Onnit. I take the krill oil was awesome. I take the Shroom Tech is amazing.
But do you assume that like fish oil is not a? Do you consider that a supplement?
Well, krill oil is, and krill oil is really good.
It's fish oil.
Right. You mean I take it as instead of just eating fish?
Yeah. Would you consider that a supplement? Like you can get that in your food. Like creatine, you can get if you.
The only reason I believe in fish oil is anecdotal. My
well, no, 100%. I'm not asking.
It works.
Fish. Yeah, that's science.
But I'm saying but there's a difference in eating fish and taking fish oil. So my uncle was 90. He couldn't walk very well. He ate fish. He was very, very healthy. Literally, he was 96. He started taking fish oil, and he goes, he was always skeptical, like I am. He walked 40 blocks. He goes, it's unbelievable the difference in how I feel.
Damn, a fish oil walked 40 blocks?
Yes,
Damn.
because his joints were more, I don't know, they worked better.
Now, did he say he's doing fish oil and cocaine, right?
Now that
because fish oil is not known to do that, right?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Walk helps you walk?
Yeah, because if you have
it helps with your joints. Helps with your joints.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So at night,
and it takes a hot second to kick in, though. Like you gotta be taking it for a while.
So are you saying that my
90-year-old uncle's full of shit?
Anecdotal story is not scientific.
He took one and was like, I can walk off fish oil.
Omega-3 fatty acids is essential for proper development of eyes, brains.
Yeah, fish oil is great.
Well, either way, I think that I've noticed a difference over time. Right, it takes a while. It takes a minute.
All supplements take a second.
Yeah, like 3 months.
Even steroids, it takes a second.
Yeah, so I've been doing this now for 6 months.
HGH, you're looking at 6 months before you see a benefit. Yeah. Super expensive.
How about testosterone?
It takes a while, man. Yeah. All of it takes a while.
Yeah.
But you're finally on the kick, huh?
Yes.
There's also that placebo effect too, and that's real too. Where you take stuff like, man, I feel stronger. You go in the gym, you're like, man, I'm taking this stuff, I feel stronger.
Well, I do think that cordyceps mushrooms, which is what Shroom Tech is, on it.
Yeah.
And I do think that a creatine does make you stronger. I actually think it gives you better
that's all
endurance.
Science though, B. Yes. That's not like That's nothing to debunk there. Right. We know for a fact creatine, like monohydrate.
Creatine's the most studied. Apparently, it's the most studied.
Creatine's in red meat, like a motherfucker. Like all those guys that do the, the carnivore diet, like their creatine's through the fucking roof.
Yes.
Creatine make your fat face now. Give
You have fat face?
Because monohydrate stores a ton of water.
Now,
Ton of water.
Now I'll tell you. Speaking of supplements, I got a little confession. Now I was taking Propecia, as you know. I was taking, keep
I
my
don't
hair.
know that. What the hell had happened? I thought you took it years ago. You said it made your wiener limp.
No, it didn't it never made my.
That's
wiener.
what you told me that was the problem.
No, I said that it had no effect on my wiener. I was one of the guys who was like, had no effect, right? So I'm like, this doesn't have any effect on my dick. I take it. Well, Brendan, start taking it again, and I forgot. I just take it. I don't think about it.
It's a pill? I don't know.
And I was like, I looked at in my mirror. I was getting a little chubby here, bub.
Oh, you got the saddlebags.
That's not me.
Daddy got the saddlebags?
I'm not like that.
You're a lean
I'm a
dude.
trim kid.
You're ectomorph.
Yeah. So I'm like, what's going on here? And then my boobies were they felt a little bit like,
hot.
I was like, is that gyno?
Hot flash?
What's going on with that? But that's not even anything. I was crying a lot. Now, I'm dead behind the eyes.
Is there estrogen in that?
So
Sounds like an estrogen thing.
Let me get to it. I got to get to it. Because I'm pretty dead behind. Daddy ain't emotional.
No. Yeah, you're basically a serial killer.
Well, Daddy was crying.
You're like Meatloaf in Fight Club?
Oh, Bubba, I was crying over kind of everything.
Bring him up, Chin.
I would start crying because I'd see a tiny thing, and Danny, my wife would go, "Are you crying again?" And I was like, "I don't know what's going on with me." Then I tried to make a speech at Tarek's wedding, and I couldn't get through it, Bubba.
That's a wedding, though. I know. Care about Tarek.
I know.
That's you there.
But I was crying.
He had big tits.
He got it on video. He was like making so much fun of me. It was hilarious. But I was a weepy Willie.
You're more emotional.
I got my boys looked under my hood. Said, we're going to look under your hood.
You did all that studies?
Yeah. And they said, now, your testosterone's high. You got high testosterone. You don't need testosterone at 56.
Sounds like some haters.
Makes sense, right? I got high testosterone.
Yeah,
I've always known that.
Yeah, we know that.
But they said your sex-binding globule is, whatever it is
we call them goblins. On the street, goblins.
It's tying your testosterone up. So you're not freed up.
Oh, so you don't have your free testosterone low.
Right. And your estrogen levels are super high. I guess they're supposed to be at something like 7. They were at 37, something crazy like that.
Oh, it's because you've been reading all that liberal shit and and voting.
I thought that was what it was, Bob. So I stopped reading all that liberal shit. And then that didn't change anything. And
did it hit you when you were marching in the gay parade the other day?
They said it didn't hit me in that either.
Wow, I figured that would do it.
No, because I have a great wig and I have somebody. I was wearing high heels. They hurt my feet.
Okay,
and I thought the pain.
You weren't crying.
It wasn't crying.
Okay, that didn't do it.
Maybe also being a bottom and poppers in my nose and just taking it deep.
Yep.
That didn't do it either.
That wasn't a red flag.
No.
All right, keep going.
So I'm doing all this stuff.
I'm doing all this stuff.
I mentioned that I was taking Propecia, and they were like, well, there it is. And then I looked it up. Look, man, you might keep your hair. Your estrogen levels go through the roof.
I'd rather be bald.
Bro, I was like, I took that shit. I was like, this will never happen again.
Well, it's like,
and I'm back to being dead behind the eyes with a lot of energy.
Well, it's like that Rick and Morty episode when the devil comes to town, he opens a pawn shop, and he's just giving stuff away, and people are taking it, and then the devil's like, what do you want? And the guy's like, I want all the women. So he gives them all the women. And then he comes back, he's like, what? My dick doesn't work. This is a curse. So it's the same thing with you. It's like, I would rather be bald with high energy than have a full mane, and tits, and love handles.
Correct.
Why is that a side effect? Estrogen.
Because when you block THT, which is a certain type of testosterone.
Which creates the balding, the follicles.
Yes. It's also an important part of your estrogen
DHT.
It's also, I'm sorry?
DHT.
Yeah. It's also a very important component of your overall testosterone.
Dude, finasteride and estrogen, these include enlarged breast in men, increased body fat levels, sexual problems.
Are you kidding me right now?
No, estrogen can also lead to hair growth. Hey, man.
Right? I don't give a fuck.
That's why male to female transgender persons take estrogen injections or patches. Wow.
I mean, bro.
Dude, you're basically turning a chick.
Bro. Emotional.
You know what was the big red flag? When we were at Starbucks, you're like, refer to me as they. I was like, dude, what is happening?
You see what happened, dude?
I was like, your hair looks dope, they.
Yep. And I know. I said,
remember that?
Because you go, hey, dude. And I go, excuse me?
It's all full circle.
I go, are you hitting me with
hey,
your
bro. And you went, bro.
Are you hitting me with your heteronormative, capitalist, imperialistic, male, patriarchal comments?
Long sentence, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
You remember that?
I do
I
remember
was like,
that.
bro, your hair is looking good. And you went, bro, how
Bro.
dare you? It's a they and thank you.
Today I am category less.
Yes.
All right.
Damn. Hey, forget Propecia, dude.
Well, I did, Bubba. I had to forget that shit.
But your hair's popping.
Hair's popping.
Still got
That's the other
tits.
thing.
Still got tits.
That's the other thing. Take supplements, your hair pops.
Kid's just been doing that the
My
whole
hair's
time.
darker. I'm pissed.
It
that
is
I wasn't on
darker.
this.
It is a little darker.
It's
I wanted to make fun of you.
it's kind of
a
shocking.
little darker.
I know.
Weird.
Very weird. So I might. You don't be surprised if I start looking 30, because you know I move like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to take
Hey,
care.
B, can we take a little break,
Yes,
dude?
yes,
Can we
yes.
take a little break?
Take a
Real
break.
quick.
Your brain needs a break.
Yep, for sure. And I'm taking a break. You're taking a break next week.
I'm taking a break next week.
The Fine Kid is going dark next week. There will be no episodes. Bryan is in Jerusalem.
I'm going to Israel, dude.
Israel?
And Jordan. I'm hitting the Middle East.
You're fighting the good fight.
Yeah, I'm going to do some stuff. I'm going to walk in
We
my
can't talk about
Savior's
it. No, we
footsteps.
can't talk about it.
Right,
The
it's a
stuff
lot of
you're
it's-
doing, we can't talk
a lot
about
of
it.
it's secret.
But the Fine Kid is off next week, so stay tuned.
Yep.
And we will be back the following week with some more fun podcasts.
Oh,
for you.
yeah. Oh,
This episode of The Fire and the Kid is brought to you by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp. You got to take
That's
care of
right.
your brain, not
It's
just your
so
body.
easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you. Trust me. And never take a moment to think about what you need for yourself. But when we spend all our time giving, it can leave us feeling stretched thin and burned out.
Look, let me explain to him. You need somebody to talk
Need
to.
therapy,
sometimes.
dude.
You can't just be a friend. It's got to be a professional.
Professional.
I'm telling you, I've been there. Sometimes you just need somebody to talk to, and you go through your thing, and you're like, none of my boys want to hear this, and I'd feel weird talking to them. But you can get paired up with a licensed therapist in under 48 hours.
Yeah, if you're thinking
You
of
don't
starting
like that
therapy,
person, find another person.
Yep.
They will help you. But I'm telling you, sometimes talking to a therapist that's licensed, that knows this stuff, is a game changer.
if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with your licensed therapist and switch whenever you want. No additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/fighter today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/fighter.
Listen, you know what the best nuts in the world are?
I do, dude.
Macadamia nuts.
And
You know what the most expensive nuts in the world are? Macadamia
if
nuts.
there's one thing about us, we're nutty, dude.
We're nutty.
We've
But if you
always
want-
liked
if
nuts.
You want the best nuts in the world with the best fat profile in the world, the best nuts for satiety, the best nuts. A lot of people who are into longevity eat macadamia nuts because they are incredibly healthy. They're the best fat you can get. But at the end of the day, if you want the best nuts and the tastiest nuts, House of Macadamia, our sponsor, vertically integrated with 90 farmers.
That's how the price is so low. It's not just for the rich anymore.
Rural South African communities and their struggling economies. This helps so many people, but it's also, these are unmatched in their quality
nice.
and their price point.
The chocolate covered, the dark chocolate.
How about the nut butters? How about the
vanilla?
cold pressed extra virgin macadamia oil, which you can cook
My
with?
mouth is watering right
It's
now,
got a
dude.
smoke point and a buttery flavor that's better than anything else. It's
No added
unbelievable.
sugar or artificial ingredients.
They're the best.
They have flavors like blueberry, coconut, white chocolate, plain chocolate, my personal faves. And they never do a
chocolate's
discount, but House of Macadamias, they have such a good offer
Give
for
an
the
offer.
Find the Kid Army.
an
For a
offer.
limited time, they're giving you guys a free box of their snack bars. It's the variety, all right, one of each flavor. When you visit houseofmacadamias.com/TFAK, plus 20% off your entire order of these delicious macadamia nuts with code TFAK, houseofmacadamias.com/TFAK. Get you the best nuts on the planet.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's the curse. Like, have full set of hair, you have some tits and saddlebags.
Correct.
And your wiener's not going to work.
boy,
who would make that trade?
there are people.
Just
who
shave your head, dude.
Here's another thing, and I want to see if you do this. I know you don't, but this is why I have problems. I went to my son's 5th grade graduation. Now, I don't know if you know this, but in Santa Monica, if you were just born, you're amazing and special. And every step of the way must be
I have
celebrated.
a huge problem with all this.
Must be celebrated.
Yes.
If you have a recital, everybody's there. Yay. You can sound
Even if it
like-
sucks, it's like, dude, you were so good.
It's the Woody Allen joke. If you sound like somebody's sawing a trumpet in half, it doesn't matter. Your parents are videotaping it. You're amazing. It's incredible. Okay. So I'm right with you on that. I don't believe that that's how you should be raised, actually. I think too much affirmation can be too much, like anything else. There's a
Oh,
balance.
then you get in the real world and you get kicked in the nuts.
Yes.
You're like, oh, everyone's doesn't think I'm the greatest? No.
My son goes to
Fifth grade's a little different because, I hate to interrupt you. Fifth
Yeah.
grade, I think all of it's bullshit. 5th grade, I can understand because he's going into middle school.
Yep.
If we're going to celebrate,
Yeah,
you
that's
celebrate
right.
5th grade.
There you go.
And graduation in high school.
Correct.
And then graduation in college.
Yeah.
So you have 3
I'm right with you on that too.
celebratory.
I'm right with you on that too.
But even 5th grade's a little bit. My parents.
It was very sweet though, because the music that they have a musical director that does an amazing job. The kids are all playing great songs.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
I like them.
So, but here's why I have problems. I'm just watching my kids. It's all the other parents. What I do is I go like this. I just stand. I'm standing and I'm assessing every dad. I'm looking at his jawline. I'm looking at his belly, and I'm like, I'm in better shape than every fucking father here.
Usually that's how it is.
And if it came down to it, if there was a Squid Games, if you locked that door and you
You're
said,
going to outrun all of them.
you said, Brian, here goes, there's a Squid Game.
You're going to outrun all of them, right?
Well,
Is that where you're going with this? You're going to outrun all of them, right, Brian?
no, I'm not.
Oh, you're going to act tough around those dads?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
You said-
No, do your thing.
You said everybody's going to go, you got to
You
fight to
outrun.
the death.
You outrun them.
Put your money on me, motherfucker.
In a race, 100%.
No, hey,
In a race,
hey.
You're pretty fast.
You know I don't like this stuff, man.
you don't. This is the difference between me and you, and this is
Yeah.
how I know you're more gay than I am.
Yeah.
Because when I go to those things, I'm checking out the moms, right? You're checking out the dads. That will always
No,
be
I
the
check
biggest
out the
difference
moms too.
between
I
us.
check out the moms too. But now, if I was in a public school, there are plenty of men who are going to give me a run for my money. But there's something about a private, small Santa Monica school,
Different
Right?
demo.
little different demo.
Now, if you come to my school,
Oh well, that's
You're-
that's where you got real athletes.
I'm the
and their
poorest.
children.
We're by far the poorest family there. Not even.
It's so I know.
Not even.
Well, remember, my nephews.
Correct. You
and
know how
my
it is.
niece go to that school.
I'm by far not even remotely close. I'm a
Embarrassing.
peasant.
It's embarrassing.
I'm a peasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real money. And by the way, correct me if I'm
I'm
wrong,
defending the
some
wall.
of the
This
best
Game of Thrones,
athletes-
I'm defending the wall.
an athletic pool. That's a real athletic, like powerhouse.
I've never seen
pool,
anything like it.
right?
Never seen anything
Yeah,
like.
'cause
The
you-
dad's like, oh wow. I mean,
Yeah.
just NBA dick in my face the entire thing.
Real athletes.
Big black
there.
dick. Just
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah,
Monsters.
monsters. So you're not even you're
I'll
quiet.
make you feel bad. No, I'm not quiet. They talk to me, but
sure.
I have to like shine their shoes and stuff.
Yeah. It's humbling. Well, you're not walking in like big man on campus. Let's put it that way. You get a sense of what it'd be like for you in high school. There, it's like you be in the mix. I'd be funny. I'd be the funny guy people like.
You guys like me, but like it'll hurt my feelings. Like my son came home and was like, "Hey, this kid and this kid, they're going to Belize, whatever, for summer. What are we doing?" I'm like, and all the dads are going. They don't. I'm not even. They don't invite me.
No.
Like they know. Like they did the first day, and I was like, "What? What? No, huh? How much is it? Oh, absolutely not." And they were like, he's joking. I'm like, no, I can't afford that. You know.
Yeah, because yeah.
And then I think, and for my son, he's just like, why can't we go? I'm like, I don't
have $100,000 for that for a week.
I was like, dude, his dad owns the fucking, the Lakers, dude. Like, figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Figure it out, dude.
Now I will give this to
It'll make you feel like shit, though.
Yeah, it'll make you feel. I'll tell you where I don't feel like shit. I'll tell you where I'm very. You know where I'm talented. You know what sport or what physical activity I'm obnoxiously
Where you feel good?
at? I'm obnoxiously,
Homeless shelters?
I'm obnoxiously good at.
Where?
As in where the person I'm learning from says, if you don't do something
Oh,
with
God.
this is a problem.
That's a paid person.
It's not a paid person.
Tennis.
Nope.
Dancing.
Dance. Daddy's taking some salsa and some merengue.
Oh, no, you can dance. You've
Bubba?
always been able to dance.
I know, but
Yeah. You got the body for it.
kids got it.
Kids got it.
And
Hey, full circle here, right? You're a gay man, dude, and you are fighting so hard, and I appreciate it, dude. But it's safe. We're in a safe spot now, especially.
I don't feel safe,
Hey,
though.
it's why it's
because I
Pride, it's
just feel
Pride
like you're
Month.
leading. I think you're leading me into it.
No, it's Pride Month, dude. If there's a time to come out right now, and get our numbers,
And you won't- and you won't mock
Hey,
me.
take one for team. Get our numbers up. You come out as gay,
Yeah.
that episode's huge.
Is that right?
Yeah, dude.
I'll do anything for numbers, as you know.
Come out, and now's the time.
Now, do I have to bang somebody on camera?
No.
Okay.
You never have to go that deep.
Okay.
Now, if you want to make real money, we start an OnlyFans, and I manage it,
And
and have get the homies over. Right? We film.
what do you say, homies? It sounds like you're talking about white guys.
Black.
Okay. So,
Black only.
So
Like there's OnlyFans, and then Brian's
am I
black
a
only.
top or
Oh, daddy.
no?
Oh, you're a spit fork.
Is it called Split Knoll Gray? Is that the title of
It's
our
called Panthers Coming. Panthers Coming.
Panthers coming?
I'm talking about that panther tail.
So
Blech, throwing up. Panthers
Break it.
blech, throwing up.
breaking open medium and gray,
Oh, dude.
medium and wrinkled. If you guys like gilfs.
Hey, do you like Finding the Kid? You're gonna love Rink in the Black.
Rink in the Black. Well, at least you didn't say Rink in the Blacks.
No, just Black. It's one guy to start.
One guy only.
But he's big boy.
Okay, so
it's
just
a real.
one.
It's a real take on.
It's not like, Rink in the Blacks.
No, it's just the Black. You know, like the mountain from Game of Thrones. I'm thinking of that.
Oh, you're
like
gonna find somebody impossible.
Oh, it's a. How's he gonna fit in his mouth? That's why I want people to watch this art and go, how's he gonna fit in his ass?
So,
and then we all tune in.
So
we're making bank, dude.
I dated a girl who, her friend was a masseuse. This is the fucking strangest. Let me ask you what you do in this situation. I was dating her. Her friend's a masseuse. She was a real blonde vixen. Ugh. And she shows up. I'm sorry?
Is she still doing it?
I don't know. This is all a long time ago.
Okay, keep going.
She shows up at my house to massage me. And she's got a pair of sweats that are down, kind of like down real low.
Yeah.
I can see the beginning of her ass.
Yep.
And she's got her thong popping out the top.
Nothing better.
Right?
That's when I go,
she's
game time.
Bubba, she's going to massage me.
Oh, no.
And then she's got, correct. And
at your apartment, whatever?
She's got a shirt, a t-shirt, a tank top, like a guinea tee.
Yeah.
A wife beater.
Set of hitters in the front.
No bra, tied in a knot.
Oh, dude.
So I'm asking you.
Read the room.
So read the room. So obviously you're all about me.
Keep going.
The thing is that all she would talk about is how her boyfriends are only in the NBA and only as big and as black as it gets.
Even hotter. Keep going.
And she was telling me about how big, she called him Big Daddy. He was a famous basketball player.
Big Daddy.
And how his dick went
impossible.
It went over his hip.
Sure, like a satchel.
It would go all the way over his hip.
Of course it does.
And she said, I had to deal with that.
Yeah, sure. What are we going to do?
And I'm thinking to myself, look, I do all right. Daddy does all right, but I'm not that guy.
No.
I was like, why are you dressed like this? And are you trying to bang me, but you keep telling me about this guy and you're massaging me?
Was there oil involved?
Yes.
Oh.
But I didn't do anything because I didn't want to initiate contact, because also my girl, we were kind of casually dating, but I mean, if you're going to send this girl over, are you setting me up?
Is this the biggest regret of your life?
Do I think about it every day? Yes. Now here's the thing.
Am I going to think about it later today when I get home?
20 years? Yes.
Yeah. And jack it hard, dude.
Yes.
Oh. What a time to be alive. I can't shoot or shoot, dude. That's why you're not in the NBA. Shoot or shoot. You did nothing.
Now
you piped down, went, hopefully you figure it out.
Well,
let me know if you want to go on a double date.
Come on.
You and Big Daddy and me and Amber were the fucker.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
God, you're cocked, dude.
Cool. No, be cool, man.
Again, full circle, dude.
But
you're
come on, be cool,
man.
Bro.
What straight man can have the...
Let me redeem myself, though.
Okay.
There was another time where a woman would come over and massage me, and I was sincere. I was sore. Daddy runs it hard.
Yeah.
I need my
back
traps,
was tight.
Need my back work.
Daddy's back tight, balls full.
And my back, my calves. What gets tight on you? Because my calves ache.
My hamstrings get real tight.
Yeah.
And nothing's better than a nice foot and hand massage.
Really?
And my wrist.
I don't like that.
Nothing.
No. I like my traps.
Oh, I'll tell them.
The back straps rubbed down.
I don't give a fuck about the back. I'll tell them feet, hands, wrist.
Really?
And then my head.
How about the ass?
I'm a dick. What?
How about the ass?
What'd you say? I'm a dick.
I thought you said what?
Dick,
how about the ass?
I like my dick.
You don't like having your hips and
Isn't it weird how it's frowned upon to get your wiener massage, but your feet, it's just skin?
Correct.
Just one sweat's a little more?
Correct. Well, when
I say sweat, I'm talking that thick nectar,
one sweats, the other barfs.
Well, the other one sweats a thick nectar,
there
right?
You go.
But why is it frowned upon?
Your banana
how is the skin on my nuts? I sound like I'm in court of law right now getting busted for fucking human trafficking.
Ask your wife. I'm sure she'd understand.
Babe, what do you?
How is the skin?
Tell me how the skin on my dick is different than skin on my toes.
Yeah. Ask her. It'll go well. It'll go well in your house.
Just run it by her.
Okay, before you set the house on fire.
Can we be scientific here?
Different than.
Are the cells in my feet not the same skin cells on my nuts?
Well, my buddy, we have a friend who was in a polygamous relationship. He found out his lady was with a guy who was a friend of his, and he did that. He goes, in his mind, he goes, well, how is it different than a back massage?
Oh, I remember that. We had dinner. I was all...
He's on a plane. He's like, okay, I was
like, well, if that's the case, I want a back massage.
Right. Why is my stomach?
Why are you getting all tight?
Yeah.
Same as the back massage.
There might be a difference between a foot rub and a fuck down.
It's tough.
And a fuck down.
Oh, a real proper, a proper fuck down.
This girl just got up on my. She'd massaged me probably 5 times, and I was at her place.
Was it good, or she's so hot?
And she was outstanding, and she was more of a granola-y, crunchy hippie girl.
Yeah.
And she got
Smelled
right
like
up on my.
hummus?
She got right up on my piece, and just
Off the bat.
right off. Well, this was after 5, 6 things,
No,
but
but
I
I'm saying-
never made a pass at her.
But would she like give the proper massage and then get to the piece?
Never. I got a great story about it because that was never the case.
She's a professional.
She started talking about how she would release guys because she doesn't consider it sex. It considers it part of the experience.
That's the
and she was
mentality you need in the business.
and that's what I was probably very accommodating of her philosophy.
yes. Why wouldn't she be like?
And
Yeah.
Yep. And I think
Release my traps, release my nut.
As she was talking about that and how that would turn her on, I got.
And you still did nothing.
I got no. I got rock hard. And she said, "Turn over." And I said, "If I turn over, it's going to be a little embarrassing." She goes, "Maybe to you, but not to me."
Oh, game
and
on.
I went,
And you
"Well,
still did
here you
nothing.
go." And she got up on the table,
Gifted.
and sat down on things.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And we had sex.
Oh wow.
And then every time I would have a massage, she would do that. And
What a glorious time.
well, the best time. Well, no, it's the best time, sir.
And you know, Wednesday at 2:00, the massage come over, massaging a dick suck.
Well, because by the way, a massage costs you if you're generous with tip, $120, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was getting all the other stuff.
That's always dicey because you want to tip her like 200. She's like, I'm not a prostitute. It's like, well no, but
Right.
you earned it.
But a great gal.
You earned it, right?
Such a cool girl, and I never gave that vibe off. So I never flirted with her. She was a professional masseuse.
Sure. Took her
And-
job serious.
Yes,
Just
had a
loved
great
cock.
dog and just like a real earth mother.
Sure.
An earth mother.
Yeah, earth mother that loves cock.
Well, an earth mother who is
know what
all
she is?
about helping.
She's the cock god.
She's all about, she's that female, that powerful female energy that it can absorb male energy like the ocean.
Yep, and her kryptonite's cock.
Yes. Well,
Acknowledge that, 'cause I keep going
Yes,
there.
but your cock is like whatever you think, she can absorb all of you.
With her mouth.
She can, whatever it is, she can
Yeah.
absorb your
Feet,
mood,
hands.
your energy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
She is an ocean. She's an ocean.
Yeah, man.
She's a healing
Do
ocean.
we know if she still continues to work?
Well, my buddy says to me, I need a masseuse.
Pick him up.
But I swear to you on my life, I'm very, very private. I would protect her privacy. I would never tell anybody this. Ever.
No, you're not going to text your buddy, I got something for you, and she's gonna
Never,
suck
never,
you out.
never. I
I'd
would
be like,
never do that.
She's the best. $100.
Because this was a personal thing with us that we were like, I knew she liked me, I think. As I thought about it, she liked me. And we used to have great talks.
This is how good she was. You think you're the only one.
So now
it's
what?
like the stripper in the club. Dude, I'm telling you, she loves me, man.
Right.
Yeah. How much was it, buddy?
But we started off.
Does Cinnamon love you?
We started off as friends. We started off. It was literally a
but
true
she's
professional
a
relationship.
professional.
Hold, sir. Hold. So my buddy goes, "Do you have a masseuse?" I say yes. And then he said, "What's she like?" And then I said to him, I because he's a good friend, I said, "She's great." And have you? And he said something like, "Did you used to date her?" I go, "I never dated her, but actually," and all I told him was that I've hooked up with her while we massaged.
Oh.
I told him
That's
a
frowned
loose
upon.
variation of this story, but only because it was surprising to me. And it was something, but I wasn't saying anything else.
Well,
Well, he took it to believe
expectations. This is what she does.
He took it to believe that she was about that there was a happy ending.
She swatted his dick away.
About a year later, I find out that his friends are all her clients, and that's been the case.
Oh, she made you bank.
She was making bank.
Damn, dude. I
And-
thought I was going to go the other way.
I was like-
he tried it, and she's like, no.
Right.
But she
I
was
would,
like,
because that's why I
game
would
on.
never tell somebody about that.
Now,
I would never say,
now all the homies getting some. It ain't fun if the homies can't have none.
but I was like, but I thought I was special.
I know. Professional.
Professional.
And that's a real skill set.
That's an earth mother, and anybody who has a judgment on it is a
Get
scumbag.
yours, girl.
Get yours.
I told you that one time, this is years ago when I was living in the Palisades there, and there was that app. I don't know if it's still going on. You can order people to come to the house and massage. They bring you everything, so you don't have to go to Massage Envy.
Yep.
Ordered one. They don't show. It says female, male. I always pick female. Males will get real tight, seem gay, right?
Yep.
So the female came in the house. this chocolate angel showed up. Even my girl's like, what the fuck is, where,
Yeah.
the fuck?
Your girl was like, I got to be in the room.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's like, you can do it in the living room? I'm like, yep. I was like, what are we doing? Never did that again.
No.
Just this chocolate angel.
Yeah.
With a full mouth, a positive attitude,
Yeah, I mean,
some short shorts. I was like, what are we doing here, man?
Yeah,
I got kids.
well, that's trouble.
Oh. Couldn't relax. If they're that, you don't want that hot.
My buddy was a masseuse.
want a mole on the
My buddy was
face.
a masseuse. And he used to deal with that all the time with guys. Would be like, can you go a little lower? And he'd be like, nope.
Gay guys.
All constant gay guys. He was like in his 20s trying to work his way through college. He was like, fuck this. He stopped.
The
He's like,
guy
"I
who
can't do
doesn't
this
want to say he wants a happy ending. He's like, I'm real sore, like here, and like the back, like.
How's your cock doing? How's your cock
My
doing?
glutes are real tight.
shit. Your cock okay?
Oh, my cock's all tensed up, man. My cock's just
Ooh,
tense.
that's a knot.
Yeah.
Is that a knot?
Is that a knot?
Ooh.
Yeah, dude, my dick's all wound up.
Well,
man.
hold on. You got a balloon knot. We got to loosen that balloon knot up.
Yep.
And then you got this. This is real tight.
Yeah, super tight.
How do we get rid of this?
You know, I'm looking for a release.
Hey, we're 10 years old, huh?
Well, I guess this is also that culture, dude.
This is that culture. Well, there's an app where that has rub mats or
Rub maps.
Is that what it is? Rub maps?
I educated Eric and Chris on this. They didn't think it was a thing.
Yeah, they're rub mats.
Of course it's a thing. Of
course it's
it's all over, man. You got to pay that premium membership, though, to get the details. They tell you, ask for Angie, ask for Kelly.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
And I learned about that because I
That's a
had this
job.
opener when I first started stand-up in every city we went to. He was like, oh, I'll see you later, man. He's like, isn't we could pay me ahead of time? I'm like, what are you doing? And then I saw he was on the set. He's like, look, there's one a mile and a half away, and every city you go to. And he paid for the premium membership, real great. Paid for the membership. Was like, oh, look, this Melissa, whatever, gives the best. And he would go. He's like, I'll give her a 4 out of 10. I'm like, 4?
There are strip clubs
We're
without
important.
I'm not going to say that I've been, but there are strip clubs where girls are. I believe that there are nymphos, men and female, who put themselves in positions so they can fuck all day long.
Oh, yeah.
Like there was a place in L.A.
It's called Hollywood.
No, there's a place in L.A. where those girls would literally in the back room do whatever, and they were doing that with everybody. And it's like, you know, you're doing that to strangers. Something's going on with you.
For them, it's like shaking hands.
Yeah.
Like some porn stars, like, it's it's shaking hands.
Right.
Like, that makes
But
sense.
they were doing it.
'Cause I've seen you suck 12 cocks in a glory hole.
Right. And
Yeah.
it's like
Shaking hands.
you're into that.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't. It's not frowned upon. Open-minded.
Open.
If more of the world was open-minded, we'd be so much further along, dude.
Open-minded. Dude.
Be open-minded.
Yeah.
Go to a glory hole. Mix it up.
My buddy was standing on the street corner, and a beautiful red Porsche pulls up, and 2 insanely hot girls step out, and my buddy's a flirt, and he goes, "What's going on here? And what are you guys doing,
OnlyFans.
causing all this problem?"
Is this recently?
And they started talking, and the girl goes, "You are so cool," and he goes, "Thank you." He's older, and he said, "You know, you make us feel good about ourselves." And he said, "Well, that's my job." And he said, "You know, it's funny. That's our job too. And if you ever want to work something out, let us know." And he goes, "Tell me more." And it turns out they were both professionals, and right on the street there. And he now has 2 gals that he calls whenever he needs. He's a single man,
Man, fantastic.
and that's how he spends his money. Kids are all grown.
God
I don't
bless
know how
George.
much it is, but you know he's got the
Can't
money.
be cheap, especially OnlyFans and social media fucked it because they get money off there for just like, you know, rubbing their tits together with oil. They don't have to work as hard anymore, man.
Well, I was very naive, but I guess a lot of Instagram accounts are basically a call girl. I mean, they're basically
Correct.
like, hey, my private
Correct.
thing is this, so
Correct.
if you want to work something out.
Pretty awesome, right?
Yeah. And I do know that a lot of those girls, when the NBA is in town, their DMs kind of.
Oh, the
blow up.
All-Star game is basically becomes YouPorn.
Yeah.
The All-Star game, they all flock there.
They do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like ducks to the south.
Yes.
They all
there's,
flock there.
There's a
dude.
whole thing.
And why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Well, if you're young, hungry, young, dumb, full of cum, get down to the All-Star game.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Really.
Slay some dragons, ladies.
Slay some dragons.
Slay some NBA dragons.
Here we go.
Oof. Get your work cut out.
So you
better
think,
hydrate.
Do you think that guys in the NBA, professional athletes, get laid a lot?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's always been the debate. Always been the debate.
My own wife but we were hanging out with these two gals and my buddy, and she had just broken up with this guy who was in the NBA, and I said, how tall was he? And she was like 6'10", and I go, that's too tall. And my wife goes, too tall? Do you know anything about females? You think that's too tall?
Yeah, they want to protect her.
And I was like, oh, okay, I guess not too tall for you either.
Yeah.
I guess I'm sorry I'm not 11 inches taller in a lot of different ways. I like literally looked down. I looked down like I was like, I'm still not over
Looked at your thin legs.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes that'll hurt you.
Well, just being around our boy
Sean Merriman?
Sean Merriman. I mean, you know.
He's a monster.
I went to work out after that, you know.
Did you?
Yeah, and I was like, well, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a freak. He was good, right? Surprisingly good.
He's great.
Yeah.
Smart.
People forget.
Yep.
Merriman was a monster.
Don't you think that most greats, and I might be wrong, aren't most greats in football really smart? Because they have to be, or no?
No, I wouldn't say all of them are smart. I won't say any names, but
how about socially intelligent though? No, really.
I mean, not dumbasses, but
doesn't
few of them,
the playbook require a lot of understanding and learning, or no?
If you're a quarterback, that's why all of them are most of those are analysts, like Tony Romo, Troy Aikman, all those guys, Boomer Esiason, Phil Simms. Tom Brady has a deal. Like the quarterbacks they know the game.
I'm sure Drew Brees was not dumb.
Drew Brees analyst too. Yeah. He's on.
They just know.
NBC
They know the whole
time.
game. They know everything.
Yeah, they're the smartest on the field.
Yeah.
So that's why they always make the best.
I'm always amazed at Chris Collinsworth.
Theismann.
Yeah, Chris Collinsworth is another one who knows.
He's a
so
receiver,
much.
but monster. Great player.
But
Hall of Famer, I think.
Yeah, but Chris Collinsworth knows. He sees stuff that I would never see. Just like, well, you see that left guard was pulling on this side.
But that's all he played. But then if he comes in as the stand-up world, holy shit!
But his ability to see the whole field like that is, I just can't see it.
Joe Klatt's a beast. You know, he was a quarterback. So smart guys.
Yeah, so he was a really good player, huh?
Really good.
64 years old.
I didn't know he went to Florida. Yeah, he's great.
Wow.
Yeah, like that.
How tall is he?
36 touchdowns. Played 7 years.
6'5".
Oh, jeez.
Damn, I didn't know he's 6'5". That's a big boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a freak. Especially back then. Playing 81, 6'5", white boy. Holla.
Damn.
Holla. You feel me?
Holla.
Holla.
Had some good hands, huh?
Yeah, Chris Collinsworth was damn good. All-American. Yeah, I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer, but he's fucking good. Sean Merriman, I doubt he won't be in the Hall of Fame. Didn't play long enough, I don't think.
8 years.
On and off. He was. I don't know how the NFL deals with PEDs because he tested hot. He got suspended.
Oh, so you think that has a? Yeah.
I would assume. I don't know. I don't know how the NFL does it. 75 games. And he was a Pro Bowler, but I don't know.
He's actually a big linebacker even by today's standards. 268 pounds.
6'4", 260.
That's a big linebacker and like right
not
now.
Not for the outside linebacker. They're big, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Because they have to be able to guard. They have to be able to.
They're freaks. So he was 2-time first team All Pro, second team All Pro, 3-time Pro Bowl, sack leader.
Oh my God.
He was defense rookie of the year. Man, you would think that. I mean, it's
God. Beast.
Yeah, you would think that would be close to NFL, right? Hall of Fame. Defense Player of the Year, 2-time All Pro.
What does All Pro mean? Like,
so at that position, you're the best guy in the world. There's only one All Pro quarterback, one All Pro receiver,
shit.
one All Pro linebacker, outside linebacker, one All Pro cornerback. You're the best at that position.
What does first team mean?
First team. So it's first team, second team. So the first team, that's the best of the best. So Tom Brady's first team is the best quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, first team All Pro.
So second team is
second
special
team was
teams?
like Joe Burrow. No, it's not special teams for fuck's sake.
What do you mean?
Second. So there's the first team, which is, the
starters?
11. They'd be the starters of the All Pro. The second team would be the second tier. If you're first or second, you're a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Out of all the NFL, you're the best guy in that position that year.
That's the first time I learned what it means.
Yeah,
you always say first team, all this and that. I'm like,
then-
I never knew.
so then
What about
first team
Pro
meant.
Bowl?
So there's all pro, which is there's no team, no, they're not playing, just all pro. Like to be all NBA. Oh my! You look at the guys that don't make that, it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts. So all pro in the NFL, it's just they don't play like in the Pro Bowl. It's just it's like first team All American. They don't. There's no game All American game in college. So those are if you're first team All Pro in the NFL as quarterback, you're the best quarterback in the fucking world, right? Pro Bowl, there's a number of guys can be Pro Bowl, a number of guys. So all pro is much higher regarded than just Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl, there could be there's a AFC, NFC, and they might have 3 Pro Bowl quarterbacks.
Do guys ever
six guys
decline to play in the Pro Bowl?
Oh yeah,
of injury and
but they
stuff?
change it. They don't play games anymore. Because guys don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
So now they do like these weird play like tag and shit.
Yeah.
Like these weird like golfing. It's a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even in Hawaii anymore because guys were sick of going to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Just want to be done with it.
Yeah.
But if you make all pro in your contract, the incentives are nuts. Like when Ja Morant, this is the problem with Ja Morant, when he got busted with the guns and all that stuff, people were like, oh, how, he signed whatever, he has the max deal, so he's fine money wise. No, he lost, probably $100 million because he should be an all pro basketball player because he didn't, because he did all that stuff. They're not gonna vote for him for all pro. So it took his all pro status away.
Oh my God.
So the incentives in your contract, the incentive in your contract, all pro, you're talking about, they probably give you a couple $1 million just to be all pro, just from your team. Not to mention all the other accolades you get, the sponsorship. So it gets you to a different tier when you're all pro. But you look at the all pro list and the guys that don't make it, you're like, what? It's nuts. It's the best of the best. It's
I remember
the very
in
tip of the spear of the NBA.
I remember in 2000, whatever, there was an executive who was responsible for financing movies and knew everything about the insides of Hollywood. And he went through the difference between what a movie star is and what an actor is. And meaning, like he went through who
Like
actually gets a movie financed.
Like back in the day?
Yes. Well, any day. But this was back in the day. He goes, who gets a movie financed versus who is starring in movies. So they consider a movie star to be someone like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. And back then we were like, well, Morgan Freeman and they were like, nobody's going to see a movie for him. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's not a movie star. Actor who stars in movies. What? Like, there was this
different.
It broke my heart though. It was like, Robert Duvall. They're like, nobody's going to see a movie with Robert Duvall. Well, yes, they are. I know, but the money says no. And they were telling me what they were worth versus what other people were worth, and I was just like, it was like that's the business.
Isn't it nuts?
Nuts.
Like even that Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary. Have any of you guys seen it? It's so good. It's a 5-part series.
I'm in the middle of it.
I would say don't finish it because it ends sad. Depending how you view it. It ends sad because
it ends with a lesson.
Yeah, agree. We talked about this. Like and there's no spoiler. Everyone knows Arnold's story, but when you hear him talk about it, it's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen.
Wow.
And you realize he's, once in a lifetime talent. Like growing up in Austria.
Oh, yeah.
His dad was a Nazi. Straight up Nazi general. Yeah, his dad was a Nazi. Very brutal to him. Alcoholic. They lost the war. He took the anger out on the kids.
Yes.
His brother, his brother was different. He goes, I wouldn't change anything because I was built for that. It put a chip on my shoulder to get the fuck out of Austria and become what I became. But my brother, he was more gifted than me, put on muscle better, bigger, faster, stronger. He beat me in every competition when we were kids, but he was very sensitive. So he took all of that to heart. I did it. Yeah. It made me stronger. His brother ended up dying in a car crash. But his brother's very sensitive. Got into alcohol and drugs and stuff. I think, DUI or something like that. But he was saying that's the difference.
Sure.
He goes, I wouldn't change anything because it made me who I am, made me dream the biggest I could dream. And so it goes through all crazy, like him in Austria and getting into bodybuilding because he saw that movie Hercules. He wanted to be just like that guy. So he started going to a gym.
I saw it.
So he got in with the guys, right? And then from there, he comes to America, wins Mr. Olympia, meets Joe Weider, then gets to Hollywood. But it's interesting because some of his movies bombed. He was saying, he goes, there was a time in the 90s, he was the highest paid actor, $40 million a movie. Yep. Highest paid actor of all time. And he's walking in. He goes, I could have walked in Universal, Warner Brothers, you name it. I could walk in any studio. They offer me $40 million to do a movie. Then he bombed 3 times in a row. And he didn't hear a peep.
That's right.
And then James Cameron was
called
like,
movie jail.
Yeah. And he goes, then James Cameron called and was like, yo, I got an idea for True Lies. I have a movie called True Lies.
That was before Terminator?
Yeah. Oh no, True Lies is way after Terminator.
No, I'm saying, but Terminator was James Cameron. That was
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that made him a
that's
huge
why.
star.
Well, no, yeah, and that's why he was the highest paid. So True Lies, Terminator 1,
right.
Terminator 2, Total Recall. That's all early, late '80s, early '90s.
Right.
Then he hits Last Action Hero, bombs, and he said he was so sad. He said the director called him. James Cameron said he called him. Was like, how you doing? And he didn't direct Last Action Hero. But he calls him. He goes, I just want to be alone. He took it to heart. He didn't realize the movie business doesn't work like that. He took it to heart. Then he bombed the 3 more, and he goes, I used to be able to walk in any movie studio in the world. They'd offer me a major $40 million
the money says
and he goes,
no.
and started drying up. James Cameron goes, I have this idea for a movie called True Lies. Gives him the idea.
I remember that movie. I saw it in the theater.
Love it. Me too. Jamie Lee Curtis was so hot in that. And they wrote the part for Jamie Lee Curtis. And so Arnold goes, all right, let's do it, but we got to make it big. He's like, yep, big explosions. That movie's a fucking masterpiece. Blows him up, and then he's back.
Yeah.
Then he's back.
Don't tell me anymore because I want to get.
Well, you know the story. Again, there's no spoilers here. But
yeah,
then,
but I want to see that.
I know, but then he goes to be governor. Now remember, his wife is a Kennedy, and she's completely against him running into politics. But what's weird is they have video of him when he's a kid. He's like 16, 17, talking about he wants to get into politics.
Yeah.
Like, you? What are you doing? He's like, I know, it's weird. People think I'm this meathead, but I love politics. I want to make a difference. So when he wants to run, his wife is totally opposed to it because she's a Kennedy. She knows what it entails. Yeah, she's like, hell no. So then the day he's going to announce, he's going on Jay Leno. And Jay Leno assumed, he goes, you know, I don't want to know what they're going to talk about. I want to be surprised at the natural reaction. But we all
but
assume.
You're killing me right now because I want to see this stuff.
But I'm saying Jay Leno has just assumed that
you're giving me all the turning points that I want to see.
Well, he becomes governor, Bryan.
I know, but right? I want to see these. Can you not give me the
detail?
Yeah, I'm watching the documentary.
I know this stuff.
I know, but I want to see it.
Yeah, the bottom line, because we got to do a podcast and talk about stuff. So the bottom line is he becomes governor. Spoiler alert. Arnold Schwarzenegger became governor.
I know, but can you not go through that? Like,
no,
I know.
I'm not going to give any of that stuff out.
I know
relax.
A story.
I know. Relax. We got the podcast to do, bud.
But you're going through.
No, I'm not. I'm dropping that detail, Bryan. No, I'm not, bud. He becomes governor.
Yeah.
Which we all fucking know. If you don't, run yourself into a wall. So he becomes governor, right? And when he's governor, he didn't realize what it entails and the effect it had on his family. And then obviously he talks about the marital affair they had with the nanny. But you realize like that one mistake, and you're talking about the guy that's done it all, the biggest, baddest governor, biggest movie star in the world, Mr. Olympia, has the world by the balls and makes this enormous mistake and has a baby with a nanny.
Yeah.
Dude.
I can get away with anything.
Bro, I mean, and you know, we've talked about this, isn't a spoiler, but he's just, now he's by himself. He's in this huge mansion by himself. And you're like, that's how his movie ends?
You don't get away with that.
You're by yourself?
I remember when his book did really poorly because it came out at the same time. And it was like, you know, that book came out and
it's
nobody
just called
bought
Arnold.
it. And people were like, no thanks. Because there is a limit. It's like the problem with when your life works out to that degree and everything you do, you crush. You start to think that the laws of the universe don't apply to you. You start to think you can get away with anything.
You're different.
You start to think, you just start to think you're one of God's chosen people. You just do. I mean, and then you get your nanny pregnant. And you're like, I'll get away with this too. I'll figure it out.
You got away with it for a long time until that kid got older.
Governor.
But until that kid got older.
Became the governor. So, you know, whatever, well, you know, I always go back to what Jordan Peterson said, which I've always believed. He said, in my 35 years of practicing psychology, I've never seen anyone ever get away with anything even once. If you follow it all the way, what happens is it's like, oh, you're having this crisis. We can trace it all the way back to that. And that's an interesting idea.
Yeah, I think for Arnold too, it's weird how the public, like, they get so mad when like their heroes, like whatever, cheats on their wife or something like that, and they want to not support him anymore. It's weird.
Well, there's a lot.
You know,
there's a lot that goes into that. Have
100%.
you seen the Tour de France documentary?
The new one?
Yeah.
No.
I've never been into bike racing. I mean, I
like biking.
But I have to say, watching it is such a strange. The Europeans go crazy over it.
It's huge.
It's a 3-week race, and like.
Have you ever looked at what it entails,
dude? I didn't really look at it until now. So
during the Tour de France, to interrupt you, during the Tour de France, Lance Armstrong does a podcast and breaks it all down. It's riveting.
It's crazy.
And you're talking
right?
about biking.
Biking.
And when Lance Armstrong talks about the details, he'll talk about what the guy has to go through, how far he has to go, what he needs to do to become, the top guy.
How you eat, because you got to keep your weight off. You got to be skinny. You're talking about 6 hours of climbing hills every day for 3 weeks. And what I didn't realize is
not like hills here, bub.
Huh?
Not hills, not like the
we're talking about the Haute Alps, the high Alps.
Dude, it's
the Haute Alps.
Nuts.
Yes. And how about this? I didn't realize this though. I didn't know that they were falling at 45 miles an hour all the time.
Oh yeah.
Falling.
You see them crash? Nuts.
Crashing into each other, losing skin, and then getting back on their bike and having to finish. Then
at night, the whole thing is recovery.
Oh.
So it's all about and that's why PDs are so prevalent. Who gives a flying fuck? They're on a bike.
You know what they do? They sleep on the ground. They try to sleep on the ground because the electrons in the ground actually charge your body back up. So,
interesting. You know what they do? They sleep in RVs and get EPO, Brian.
Well, that
You know what they do?
That
is
too?
they shoot testosterone in their dick hole.
No, they do all that too, but they will sleep on the ground because they found that recovery.
Yeah,
when your body's on the ground.
That's fun for the documentary.
Better.
You know what they do?
No.
They take
Lance
blood.
Armstrong was talking about.
Sure. Yeah, of course he was. You know what he does? What he used to when he won all the races, and everyone continues to do this?
Yeah.
It's called blood doping.
I know
You know what
that.
they do?
I'm
is they take
saying-
extra red blood and white blood
Yes.
and drip it into their bodies
Yes.
overnight.
Yes.
And their blood comes.
Look up
You know what
sleeping on
they
the
do?
ground.
Their blood gets so thick they
have
can't
to
sleep
bike
through the
in the
night.
middle of the
They
night.
have to wake up and continue to move. Otherwise, the blood will slow down.
They get a heart attack.
Yeah, because their blood's so thick like a milkshake.
Now
That's
watch
what
this.
they do. Don't give me this shit.
No, listen. Okay, sleeping. So maybe
That one says hotels riders sleep in hotels near the race.
Get grounded. All right, hold on.
Hold on.
Let's just do the first one.
Let's see what they say. All right, this will be it. Stage is constant. Sleep in hotels. Hold on. I have a great number of people.
It's fun for the doc, though, right? And you're the guy that falls
No,
for it.
it wasn't in the doc. It was just I heard
Yeah.
Lance talking about it. The
What?
riders are the turns behind.
Lance probably slept on the ground once, right?
Huh?
He's probably slept on the ground once. Motorhomes, yep. RVs,
Same thing about
hotels.
sleeping on the ground.
Downside of sleeping in twin beds. Okay, it's a
Guys,
terrible.
hold
I
on.
literally typed in ground as in the search for this article. There's
Nothing.
nothing. Yeah.
Which one of your bullshit friends told you that?
I don't know. Maybe I.
Lance Armstrong never said that.
What's that?
Lance Armstrong never. You know what's more interesting is read Lance Armstrong's book.
Yeah, I have.
That's the real shit.
Yeah,
the
that's
blood doping is nuts, dude.
So I
It's
didn't
a
read. I only
science.
read one book. What did he write? Another book? I think he might have. It's all about the bike. I read.
You know what? It might not be. You read an entire book on just his bike?
Yeah.
No.
no, about his life, about
Yeah.
cancer and all that. What he went through. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. There's the Lance Armstrong documentary is great.
It's not about the bike. That's one I read. The Secret Race.
Now those are bullshit, like feel good stories. I like the dirty shit about waking up in the middle of the night because their blood's so thick
It's a
from blood
weird
doping.
sport, man.
I love biking.
You're a team, and you have your what they call your domestiques in French, which means your servants. They're the ones that get you food, water. They're the ones that keep you drafted.
That'd be your job, right?
So you what?
That'd be your job, right?
No, dude, I'm a sprinter.
No. Hey, give my water.
No,
right?
No, dude, I'm a
Hey,
sprinter.
if this is Tour de France and we got yellow jerseys on and says
Bubba,
U.S. Postal on our back,
Bubba.
you know what you're doing?
Bubba.
You're getting my fucking water in my EPO.
Do you know what you're doing?
Get my EPO.
You know what you're doing?
Get my EPO.
You're never getting on a bike. You're just too big. You don't have the body type. Sorry.
For that? No. Too big.
They're like 135, 145
We gotta be
pounds.
light, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
some things aren't-
Hey, guy, what's going on? It's Brendan.
No, you know what I am? I'm the guy driving the fucking Policia car in
Unfortunately, you
front
are.
of them.
Unfortunately, you are.
Yeah.
You might be the guy who gets the bikes off real quick and picks them up when they're injured.
Yeah, I bring their power bars or whatever. Yeah, no. There's just some things.
Your bodies are
some
not
things
great.
aren't for me. I'm not made to fit in a McLaren. I'm not made to fucking ride a bike.
No. bodies though are just they're not great looking bodies. They're
I enjoy them.
They're like
juicy
tubes.
thighs. Oh, dude,
not as thick as I thought. The sprinters have some big thighs.
No. Lance Armstrong's fucking thighs, dude.
Yeah.
There's a picture when he's on Tour de France when he's going up the mountain.
Some of them are.
Bro,
was he a sprinter? Was he the guy who would like take the?
He did it all. That's why he was different. He did it all. Their legs are stupid, bro.
At that.
Is that a maple leaf?
God.
What's up, Daddy? Bryan said they're too thin.
The world. Look at that down there.
And because their legs fill up with, they get so much blood flow. No, their calves are stupid, dude.
Oh, that's right after a crash. Yeah, the crash.
Yeah, they just get all bunched up.
No, biker legs are the best. That's why I love when summer's popping because my thighs get crunchy, Daddy.
Oh, look at those calves.
Their legs are nuts, B.
Yeah,
nuts. Yeah, there's some things That's crazy. It's just not in the cards for me, right? Being on the U.S. cycling team, not happening.
Let's get rid of that varicose vein there, dude.
That looks cool.
Oh my God.
And you assume that they're.
I would imagine that's probably from some EPO or whatever they were doing.
No, dude. No. Don't discredit them. So EPO is not going to give you muscle. EPO literally only puts oxygen in the body.
Yeah, they were taking.
It doesn't give
or they were taking some kind of a crazy cocktail.
Yeah, but remember they can't put on too much muscle because they have to be light.
Yes. They eat.
So the same with like I could never be an F1 driver. Way too big. So like my boy Danny Ricciardo and like Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
They're tiny, dude.
Are they?
Yeah, because you got to imagine like the car. They have to stay at, I think it's like 134, something like that.
What?
Because it's just like fighting. If they get too heavy, they're going to be slower.
So Lewis Hamilton's really small.
They're all tiny because the car. The car can only be so light. They have regulations.
Oh man!
But for the driver to add 2 pounds, to take 2 pounds off that car is a nightmare.
Really?
So the driver's fucking themselves. They get a diet and shit, man.
That's how horse racing is too.
Yeah, the jockeys, they're tiny.
Yeah.
That's the actual car.
Damn.
I'd put how much did the drivers weigh?
Yeah,
I did.
Because that makes all the difference, huh?
There you go.
And they're literally
80 kilograms
minimum weight, Formula One driver.
So like,
well, that's pretty heavy. That's 190 almost, but 170. But I don't think so. I think you're right.
No, I'm telling you, Danny Ricciardo told me they got to be tiny.
Let me see what 80 kilograms, 160, 170,
I'll look for a maximum weight for F1 driver.
The
no, don't type maximum weight. Do there you go. Look how much you F1 drivers weigh. Well, at least so it includes their seat though. It's 80 kilograms including their seat. B.
So the heaviest you can be is 176 pounds. That's the heaviest you can be.
There's no one 176.
Yeah.
Because it's such a disadvantage.
Yeah.
But that 80 kilograms is including the seat in the car.
Oh Jesus.
Yes.
Oh Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
You got to go.
Oh, that's the minimum though.
But that's the minimum
weight of a driver
and their seat
Damn.
176. So the lightest driver is 119, whereas Williams driver Albon is 163.
Oh my God.
So they're usually around like that, between
small.
one.
It's a lot lighter. That's lighter than me. I'm 173.
You'd be too big.
Wow.
I think the tallest is like 6 foot, 6'1".
Yeah.
Isn't it weird?
Yep. Makes sense though.
It makes sense. It's just like.
And by the way, Formula One driving is crazy, right? It's crazy.
I think there's only 22 in the world at that level. Now there's backup stuff like that, but 22.
But it's so expensive
all pros.
to have that team.
Oh, it's the richest sport in the world by far. Not even close. To get started,
and that's a whole team too. I watched that.
It's all European. Yeah, it's a.
But Lewis Hamilton's the best, right?
Yeah, I mean, no, this Max kid. I think his name's Max. Has been winning, but yeah,
Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
But so I guess all the articles say like you have to have a minimum. So just you can be as heavy as you want, but the minimum you have to be a certain weight to be fair to the competition.
But so that means that one dude they said weighed 116 pounds. Like that. So that means his seat would have to be heavier because you have to get to 1.8. So they're gonna be like, all right, we got to add some weight to the seats.
Oh, I see. So total. So total. You've got to be. Okay,
minimum.
So
minimum other than
so you can't be like get someone who's 100 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
To have such an advantage.
Yeah, like 90 pounds.
You have to weigh because every car has to weigh the exact same. It's all about the engineering. Yeah, and then the skill of the driver.
So you don't want anybody going over 80 kilograms. You want everybody to be right there.
Yeah.
So now you got to be small.
And the car has to be a certain weight too. Your car can't be heavier or lighter. Like everything has to be the same. It's all about the engine.
Yeah, that whole Tour de France is crazy. 8 people on a team, and it's ruthless. It's like, guess what, dude? You're 35. Thanks for the memories. We'll see you later.
Boy, what Lance Armstrong did for cycling, the way they treat him, is insane to me.
Well, I think
Hey, name another cyclist. Go, I'll wait.
The people that follow
anybody in the room, name another cyclist.
The people that follow him, well, in Europe you could, but the people that follow him.
Hey, we're in America, bro, right?
I know,
Only thing that matters.
But it's a worldwide sport. It's a European sport.
But Lance Armstrong, the point is Lance Armstrong
brought it
is
to
American.
America, but I'm saying that overall, Lance Armstrong.
No one's more famous than Lance
People
Armstrong.
hated him because of how he threatened people's wives.
For sure.
He was very
I'm not saying all
bad.
that. I'm not saying all that. I'm saying
that's why they shit on
the
him.
notoriety that he brought to them and the money his foundation made for them. Insane to me.
As always, people are complicated, and there's good and bad in people. And I've always said that too. But the people I know that are pretty charitable who follow bike racing, I don't know enough about it. Like I remember when the head of the Spanish team said publicly, he said, "I respect him as a cyclist. I do not respect him as a person at all." And if you read, it's not about the bike. He was a dick. And if you read other things, people were like, and I actually know a woman who helped me with buy a house once. She was on the national team, and her husband was too. And she was like, they used to ride with Lance, and she had nothing good to say about him. So he earned a lot of his reputation.
I'm just saying what he did in the notoriety. Sure. It's insane to me.
Sure.
And just wipe him out of the record books. It's insane to me. And you got to go down to 15th place to find a guy who didn't cheat. I get he was an asshole outside.
Everybody was.
Everyone. It's what they did. He's the face of it.
He was just good. He was
everybody else was all good. Yeah. He was the best at it. Here's the thing. He was also the best.
Yeah.
Not only at doping, but also riding the fucking bike.
Correct.
And people think, no, it's just because he did all the drugs why he was so good. No. Everyone did it, and he was still the outlier.
Yes.
By far.
Yes.
The best cyclist. It's insane to me.
There's no doubt. He was crazy.
He'll post a picture. I don't know if he does it every year, but pretty frequently when the Tour de France starts, it's him laying on his couch like this and all his yellow jerseys.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Can I see that? That's really interesting.
You know, Aubrey's really close with him.
Really?
Yeah. Aubrey's really close with him.
I mean, I would never, like, he's paid his price. I'm not going to be a... Wow.
Maybe I made the flipping off.
Yeah, I think you made that up, but...
He'll post that pretty frequently, though, during Tour de France.
There's multiple ones. There's a different one. Oh, that's not him.
That one's sad. That one's like a college kid.
Let me see.
That's them hating, though. Just go to the original one.
I mean, that's the first one I saw.
Yeah, that's the famous one.
5. Wow.
He was saying when all that stuff came out, he went to a bar in Austin.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't.
And they bought him a beer.
Fuck you. And then he bought them all their entire meal.
When he left.
Yeah.
His kids
his
kids get bullied and shit.
It's unnecessary. It's like, go fuck yourself, guys.
It's also sports. What do you do to you?
Yeah. What do you do
to you?
Like, I know.
Also, I'd go, cool, you hate me? Name another bike rider. Oh, you're not in it? You don't follow it? You just follow the gossip news?
Yeah.
You don't know me.
Yeah.
You just know the guy. And that's, I usually give people the benefit of the doubt. All those people, like, Lance was the worst. He was an asshole. What place you finished?
You and I are both on the
15th? Okay, that makes sense. Oh, you hate the guy who's crushing it? I get it.
No, I mean, you and I are kind of in the same boat there. I think overall, I always respect somebody who's got greatness, like Barry Bonds, like that guy. Did they cheat or whatever in a league that everybody was cheating in? Yes, they did. Did they handle it poorly? Yes. Did he exhibit poor character in many cases? Yes. Blah, 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 100%. Do you want to punish him the rest of his life? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, what makes you happy? You want me to go dead broke on the street?
Yes,
like
the
him and his
answer
kids?
is a lot of people want that. I remember there was Matt Leinart.
Quarterback for USC, Heisman Trophy winner.
And
bad pro.
I don't know much about him, but
bad pro,
I
great college football,
Matt Leinart,
great announcer now.
Yeah, Matt Leinart, and I remember a guy who follows sports said, I saw him at the airport. We were getting on the same plane. And I said, I think that's Matt Leinart. I don't know. And he said, yeah. He goes, yeah. With the Cardinals, he goes, he's done. He's done. After this year, he's done. Yeah, he got exposed, something like that. He did this with his hand. And it really bothered me. It fucking bothered me. I was like, hey, don't take a dude like that who's that great, who did everything in college. Okay, it didn't work out so much in pros, but he's a pro.
You know how hard it is to make?
He's a pro quarterback.
Dude, he was a starter in the NFL.
Thank you. So a little respect. You, who never did anything, don't go, Like, shut the fuck up. You don't know what that it was about. You don't know what it takes to be that guy. That guy's outstanding. That motherfucker right there, he's an outstanding human being.
No matter what happens,
you try being that outstanding as a human being.
But that's why, like, that's why the sheep talk.
And also, he'll take your girl. Also, he's 6'6".
Yeah.
Also, shut the fuck up.
But the sheep talk, because, you know, they're not going to say it to the
They did it to Tebow. They did it to Liner.
They're not going to say it to the wolf's face. They're going to talk behind, because they would never take those risks. So all they do is judge.
They don't know what it took.
Well, they couldn't walk in the shoes of Matt Leinart. You know how good Matt Leinart, just in high school, he graduated up here. You know how fucking good that guy was? Yeah. Talking about a real savage. Oh, my God.
A starter. You said he was starter in the NFL?
Yes, sir.
You go ahead and try that. Yeah. See, get a starting quarterback, please. Please. How'd you do? Start in high school.
But you know that's a success story either way.
Correct.
So let's say he didn't play a single down, got drafted in the first round, and for whatever reason just didn't work out for him. You know, it's a crazy success story.
So you don't go like this? He's done. You don't take a human being like that who's that outstanding and go like that? I can't stand it. I can't fucking stand it.
I follow Ryan Leaf on Twitter. And
I don't know who he is.
Oh, man. So Ryan Leaf, this is one of my, not my biggest regrets, but this shows you how I was bad at making picks even as a child. Ryan Leaf came out, and that draft class, it was either him or Peyton Manning. And I was a big Ryan Leaf fan because all his games were on TV because he was in the Pac-10 at the time. Played for Washington State. So all the conversation was, who should be number one, Ryan Leaf or Peyton Manning? And Ryan Leaf is bigger than Peyton Manning. Ryan Leaf is a monster. He was so good in college.
Huge, yeah.
Ryan Leaf was very arrogant, very cocky. So when the Colts were going to take the first-round pick, they flew Ryan Leaf and they flew Peyton Manning in. Peyton Manning came in and was like studying film, was asking questions, like breaking down tape, like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a maniac. Ryan Leaf was like, I think he was talking about how he didn't want to be in Indy and how the weather sucked. It was like real negative. So they went with Peyton Manning. Probably the right choice, best quarterback of all time regarded.
Yeah.
Ryan Leaf was a disaster. Like, it had a really bad addiction to pills and alcohol, fizzled out of the NFL. I would have taken him. You know, I was also 8, so fuck off. But even then, I had bad picks.
Sure.
But Ryan Leaf, right? So regarded as one of the biggest busts in the NFL. He's changed. He went to prison, dude. Went to prison. His story's insane. You got to watch the 30 for 30 on him. It'll break your heart. So he goes to prison, Bubba. So now he goes through all that. So now he takes this horrible thing that happened to him and he gives back. He helps football players in the NFL. Like, these are the traps you got to be careful of. Don't do the same mistakes I do. He goes, speaks.
Negative to a positive.
He goes, yes, he's a motivational speaker now as well. He goes to prisons and tries to motivate them. So that would be a success story.
100%.
He's a success. Granted, as far as NFL heads go.
He had a hiccup.
As far as NFL goes, #1 pick bust, yeah, for sure. Still a success.
Yeah, as a human being, he had a correction, but he's a much better person now.
But you see on Twitter, and he'll go at some of these people. The people are still so mean to him, and he was literally like, some guy saw. He goes, Bubba, I was the #2 pick in the 1996 draft.
Shut
you
the
fucking
fuck
idiot.
up.
He was like, I also finished second in Heisman voting. I also set every passing record in Pac-10 history. He goes, in what facet do you think I was a failure?
I've been in rooms where people were criticizing how Anthony Joshua boxes because he got fucked up by
Andy Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz. Like, it's like, dude, can you?
I won't entertain
be
it.
A little respectful?
I won't entertain it. Well,
or if you made it to the UFC, it's a huge accomplishment. It's a huge accomplishment.
All of it's success. You know how hard it is to get in the UFC, bud?
Come on.
Then you know how hard it is.
Oh, why? Because of all the different leagues and how many people are trying to come on.
Well, but then just take it a step further. So, and it's taken me a long time for me to get this level. So I always felt like a failure when I was in college because I wasn't Tim Tebow in college. Yeah. Felt like a failure when I got to the NFL because I wasn't Tony Romo in the NFL. I felt like a failure when I got to the UFC because I wasn't Cain Velasquez. Yeah. Sure, then that's how I am. I'm
constantly critical.
That was my perspective, but you got to realize when you step back, it's like, hold on. If I was 8 years old and you go, hey, dude, you know you're going to play Division I college football, not just like go and be on the team, you're going to play. I'd be like, holy shit, that's insane.
Yeah.
Cool. Then after that, you know you're going to get a shot with the Buffalo Bills. Like, oh my God, this is nuts. Are you serious? Yeah, dude. And then after that, you know not only are you going to fight in the UFC, you're going to be ranked in the top 10 in the world. I'd go, get the fuck out of here. This is going to be the best life ever. You don't have that perspective when you're young.
Yeah.
It's taking so much work for me to step back and go, and it's because of my kids, step back and go, oh, damn, That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
This is a cool story.
I still don't do that. And
very rare do I ever.
I was the best black belt anybody had ever seen and continues to be. But you
know what I'm saying? It's all perspective.
100%.
Because even to get in the top 10, you know the chances of you getting to the UFC, winning fights.
So you'll like this.
If you break down even more, you know the chance of you fighting on a main card?
Yeah.
You know the chance of you headlining a UFC pay-per-view? Yeah. You know the chance of you being the main event of a UFC? It is not good. If you go off odds, it's going to hurt your feelings.
My wife put it in perspective for me. I was complaining about,
not having big black dick?
I was just complaining about, I wasn't complaining, but I was a little bit bummed out about not selling theaters or, some of my friends are selling lots of tickets. And I was like, but I'd sold out that night. And
you can go down that route.
I mean, she goes
once
like this.
every 2 weeks.
She said to me, she goes, hey, Bryan, somebody took a picture with you tonight. And when they walked away, they went like that. They pumped their fist.
There's a guy, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, be a little, she goes, that's tough. Be thankful for that. And that's a big deal. And I never do that. And I never do it.
That's almost impossible to do.
I have a huge problem with it.
That's almost impossible to do. It's like if you're a Navy SEAL and you're in the middle of war and you're like, dude, we're some badasses. No. And they're like, what? No, this is what we do, dude. Yeah. Yeah, the bullets flying, who gives a fuck? That's what we're used to this. So it is an extreme example with the Navy SEALs, but it's just a
I need to be more grateful, and I need to be more thankful for where I'm at. I mean, and I try to practice.
You should be in theaters though. You talking in comic, you're a monster. You're the one that taught me stand up, and I'm super grateful for that. Out of everyone, no one gives you the credit you deserve. We've been over this. Yeah, like you're the reason I can afford private school for my kids for doing stand-up. That's all Bryan Callen. No. You're the one that pushed me. You should be a theater act, and I have anger towards people for it that you're not. I'll figure it out. I'm not there yet. You should be there, and it bothers me you're not.
I appreciate it.
Let's talk about black dicks before we start crying.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, but it's all perspective.
It's perspective, and it's about practicing.
You'll get it when you talk to your kid. When obviously you have an older son now, but even with the baby, like when you do more cool things, like you like to. I know Bryan was on Mad TV, which is insane. That's insane, dude. I know Bryan was on Sex and the City. I know Bryan was in The Hangover. I know Bryan was in Old School. I know day one when I met Bryan, The Hangover. I know all this. We see each other. We're best friends. It's whatever. But then when you hear someone else talk about it, like, he was in, like, holy shit, that was a big deal. It's like, oh yeah, I know, man. No shit, it's a big fucking deal. You get it from your kid. Like with my son, when their friends talk about their dads, and my son list off stuff, and he'll come back and like, Dad, you did this. I'm like, yeah. Mom told me you did this. I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh my God, tell me about it. Like, no, it's stupid. And they're like, oh no, it's not stupid.
It's not stupid.
It blows his fucking mind, dude.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my, yeah, I guess that is cool. When you start talking about it, you're like, oh God, damn, that is cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, fuck yeah. And that goes back to the fact that I'm in better shape than every dad at that fucking graduation.
At that school, right?
At that school.
And that's for the gifted, right? Mentally, right? So that means even the dads have a touch of that, right? Even the dads a little downs, right? Special needs school. That's fine. You feel good about yourself, but you need those moments.
I need those moments, dude. Let's take a break for a second.
Let's take a little break to talk about a nootropic. Not just any nootropic, Alpha Brain. They've sold over $1 million bottles. $1 million, way more than that.
Bottles.
Million bottles, fam.
Well, you got Alpha Brain. You got Alpha Brain Instant. You got Alpha Brain Black Label.
That's what I use.
You take that. That stuff is the best.
Took it today. Look at me.
Alpha Brain Focus Shot. Alpha Brain Pre-Workout. Why? What about it? Try it. It works.
Also, they got total gut health for you, which is...
Well, the krill oil, we were talking about this.
You're taking supplements now, creatine, protein powders.
Yes.
They got Warrior Bars. They got Streaming Fitness,
Tech,
kettlebells, Steel Club maces, home fitness programs. They got it all, but they also got the best nootropic on the planet. We're talking about Alpha Brain. I take Alpha Brain Black. Try the shot. Try the instant. Try the regular Alpha Brain. You get your money back if you don't love it.
Go to onnit.com/FATK.
10% off everything. All Black Label.
Get hard.
Focus Shot, pre-workout, instant, Alpha Brain, 10% off. That's onnit.com/FATK.
Get hard.
On it.
We've been at this a long time, man.
Long time. Well, it's like my son, he's really into baseball. He has a coach he works with, and he has tryouts It was just hilarious for 7-year-olds, but it's so competitive. They have tryouts in end of July. And we went to I've been taking him to the batting cages, and we're throwing all the time, 5 times a week. And then yesterday, he hasn't been able to do the fast pitch, the jugs machine. He just, it's fucking fast, dude. For a 7-year-old, it's so fast. And yesterday he's doing it, he's hitting it. I'm like, oh shit, he's getting better, thank God. Because that baseball's not my thing, but I know the mechanics part of it and just the work ethic. If you want to be an outlier, I'll get you there.
Yeah.
So we're driving, he's like, Dad, I'm tired. I'm like, good, that's what we need, dude. And then there's one of the reasons I'm not touring so much in the summer is I told my son I'm going to dedicate myself to him for baseball. He plays basketball and he's good. Jiu-jitsu, wrestling, he's an outlier. Football, he's good. Soccer, he's good, and he's the big
baseball might be the sport.
Baseball, he gravitates towards. And so I told him, I said, Bubba, you're like me as a kid. I played everything, but you're kind of 1 foot in. You have fun because your friends are doing it. I said, you're gravitating towards baseball. And I said, if you want this, dude, you got a dad who knows. I can get you pretty far, and then the rest is gonna be on you. But all you have to do is commit. And I go, all your buddies, this is what's gonna happen. That's what happened with me. In the summer, your buddies are going, like you told me, they're going to Fiji and they're going to Paris. They're watching YouTube and playing video games. You're gonna be working. It's not fun. I'm telling you right now, it's not fun. But boy, is it worth it. I said, if that's what you want, I'll show you the blueprint. But I'm telling you, man, it's work, dude. It's fucking work, buddy. And it's not going to be cool. It's not going to be cool. Your friends are going to want to do this and this. You're not going to be able to do that. Your friends are going to want to eat this. You're not going to be eating that. I'm telling you, dude.
That's what Ronaldo says.
And I told him, I said, I'm telling you, dude, we can go down this path. It's a motherfucker. I said, but you know what's cool? If it was for everyone would do it. It's not. If you want to be an outlier, this is what it's going to take. And it's not going to be the cool,
trendy. Is he showing real talent?
Yes. And I said, it's not going to be the cool, trendy thing to do, but trust me, the juice is worth the fucking squeeze, dude. Sacrifice now and live like a king later. All your friends are going to be doing all this shit. We're not going to be doing that.
He's how old?
7.
That's pretty wild that he's understanding.
And I told him, and you know, I was trying to make him, because it's really serious. And I was honest with him. I said, I'm committing myself this summer to you, man. It's you and me, buddy. You're waking up with me. I'm running with him in the mornings. At 7, run with the hills with him in the mornings. We're doing all this shit. I told him, I said, it's going to be work, man. I'm down to do it. And then he's like, yeah, that's what I want. Because at batting cages, he was kind of not doing great. And he goes, again. I was like, oh, I like that. And I didn't say anything because I'm not like, again. You know, I'm like, whatever. You want to go, let's go. No, I'm like, let's go, dude. I don't give a fuck. But he's like, again. I'm like, all right. So he hit one. The first one was like a foul. I'm like, that's not great. So I put a token in. That time he hits 5. Again. And it's late. We're talking, it's 6:30 already. The sun's coming down. We did an hour and a half before, sprints, base running, throwing, hitting. He was again, all right, put a coin in. I run out of coins. I go, I'm out of coins. He goes, oh, Dad, can you get more? I'm like, yeah, I can get more. Go back. I'm like, how long you want to do this? He's like, how many you got? I got 5 coins here. This means you would have hit 10 times, dude. And it's like 20 balls. You know, that's a lot of fucking, it's 200 balls you're hitting here, dude. Again.
200 balls.
200 balls. Again.
Damn.
We get in the car, and again, I'm not a trophy dad. I'm like, Bubba, this is a lot, dude. If you ever don't want to do this, you want to go play video games with your friends, do that, buddy. Be a kid.
Yeah.
But if this is what you want, it's this every single day. Loves it.
Is he?
And I made him laugh. I go, if you're scared, go to church. He goes, what? I go, you scared, go to church.
Drink a warm glass of milk and go to church.
I said, if you're scared, go to church. Yeah. He's laughing so hard. You scared? And then when you pass my church, I go, I'll pull in. If you want to play games and stuff, go to church.
That's the greatest
thing. He's laughing so hard.
I love that shit. I love it.
And then at night, you can watch, he has a TV in his room. He can watch TV for 45 minutes before bed. He likes to relax, unwind. And then we have a camera there so I can see, right? And so I told him, I go, when I was yours, I was obsessed with football. Only thing that mattered was football. Saturday night was Saturday Night Live. Outside that, it's football, dude. I was obsessed. Not because my dad told me that's what I want to do with my life. I was obsessed with it. It's all, if you want, I was an expert in football. It's like, that's what it takes. So I tell him that, and I'm like, but we're going to watch Boss Baby or something like that. He's like, yeah, I'll figure it out. I'm like, right, have fun, dude. And I get on the camera and watch, boom, watching baseball. He loves Bryce Harper.
How?
Because they have this similar hair.
Is he going to be a monster? Is he a big boy?
He's a big boy.
He is. So he's got daddy's genes. Although your wife and her brother's no slouch.
No, her brother played college baseball.
It's an athletic kid.
Yeah, he was a catcher.
When he was throwing
catchers are the.
I don't know if you remember this. We were throwing little round rubber balls at each other.
Oh, when we were at
and he started throwing the ball, and I was like, dude, that ball was like, it looked like a UFO. It was like, oh, Jesus.
You don't realize when baseball players throw, holy shit. No, you know, he makes a living teaching baseball, dude. He coaches a team. They just won the championship. They all got rings. Sent a picture of all their rings. He does privates from Pasadena to fucking Malibu, like big boys. Like he's a baseball expert.
Yeah,
my son has that.
Our boy Kevin Bay's got that baseball gym in
Arizona.
And I was trying to throw pitches. I think I got up to 68 miles an hour, something like that. I don't know what I was.
I don't even know what's good. I mean, obviously the pros are throwing a hundo, dude, and we're never going to do that. But I don't know what's good.
Started throwing the ball, and I was like, oh lordy. But it's what they do.
Bro, like now I'm getting more into baseball. I'll watch videos because I'll watch something to help my son out with like timing and his bat speed and his foot placement, all that, so I don't seem like I'm bullshitting him. You'll see these little Puerto Rican kids who are 6. Bro.
Are they Cuban or Puerto Rican?
There's both.
Dominican.
It's Dominican.
Like Dominican.
The Dominican kids who are like 6.
Yes.
Oh,
it's a religion.
And there's no.
Well, it's a religion.
There's no private training.
But
they're just playing with each other.
Baseball for 6 years.
It's in their blood. Yeah. It's
best coaches, everything else. There's a whole book about the coaches there.
There's a picture on. It might be the Padres. I forget. He's 19 years old. I think he's the youngest starting pitcher. I forget. He's like 19 or 20. But he came from the Dominican, and you just look at him like, holy, and he throws heat.
It's like Pedro Martinez, my size, but just throwing, you know.
Oh, there it is.
Yuri Perez.
Yep.
Heat. Probably not a small kid either.
So 20-year-old became the youngest player this season to make an opening day roster.
Yeah.
He's born in 2002.
Bring him up. Let me see what 2002. It's hilarious.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Beast.
It's crazy to see these young kids, man.
Yeah.
That's a 19. That's Julio Urias?
That's for the Dodgers.
Yeah. Did I mention I'm a good dancer?
He's a pitcher, too. You're a good dancer, dude.
Yeah.
The only thing, too, is like we talk about...
there he is.
That kid's a freak. We talk about, like, you know, CT and, like, even me and Sean Merriman were talking about how most cases people aren't going to get it. But as a dad, my son doesn't have to deal with any head trauma and can play baseball.
Very nice. Be very nice.
It's weird to be around the other parents, though, and they'll be like, yeah, you know, hope sticks with it, and, you know, hopefully he's a Dodger. I'm all, he's 6,
yeah,
dude.
Bro. Take it
I don't
easy.
talk like that to my son.
No.
I tell him, if so you want to do, and you want to be you want to be an outlier in high school, because there's so much that goes on it. Let's just focus on being the best we can right now and go from there.
Play D1 college, that's a big deal.
That's a huge gap.
Of course,
because you can get drafted out of high school.
Dude, I saw.
It's like I just want you to be the best.
But
Pop Warner
making
player.
it into a D1 program as a football player, like for example, or a basketball player,
hardest I've ever worked. Hardest thing I've ever tried to do.
When you see what those D1 players were like in high school, it's like holy shit. Like you see all these amazing guys in high school and they don't make it to a D1 program.
Oh, on University of Colorado, like there was guys who were walk-ons that never played, and they were first team All-State, the high school quarterback stud, didn't sniff. They're lucky they got a jersey. You get there and it's just a different animal, man. Now take that, and then those guys don't have a chance of playing, and then look at the NFL. To get to the NFL is so mind-blowing.
I know it is.
It's
but that's what I wish people understood. Like,
even with the UFC, it's like it's so nuts.
How about just making it to the Olympics as a wrestler like Daniel Cormier? You know how hard that is?
The hardest.
I mean,
hardest gig in the world.
Like twice, by the way, twice.
And being successful at it.
Yeah, go ahead. And then John Jones takes you down. What do you got, John?
Yeah, you think about John. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like people don't realize, like when you see Izzy.
He's not the GOAT, though.
When you see Izzy, John Jones. He just took
down Daniel Cormier. Tell me who has ever come close to taking down Daniel Cormier.
No.
But I'm going to double leg you. How's that sound? What?
Against Cage. And broke his will. Like DC, you ever see him look at the clock?
No.
He was like,
I told you, DC's the most impressive heavyweight or fighter in many ways, just with what,
you could say he's best combat sports athlete as far as wrestling credentials.
I have no problem with that.
Strikeforce credentials, UFC credentials.
I got no problem with
heavyweight champion of the UFC, light heavyweight champion, Olympian,
Phenomenal.
Strike Force world champion.
Yeah. Never lost to that.
People won't say Cejudo. I think DC's more impressive because the margin of error
Yes.
and that size.
Yes.
Dude, when he went into the, you got to realize when he won the Strike Force Grand Prix, fighting Barnett, Antonio Silva, what?
Yeah. I remember those fights.
And remember, he's much
5'9",
smaller.
5'10", literally,
man. 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, and was hadn't been missing any meals. Walks into was a 205. Got down to 205. Walks into heavyweight, picking Josh Barnett up, taking our boy carries all the guns and knives.
Frank Mir.
Frank Mir, doing whatever he wanted. Just unbelievable, man. Just too much for all of them.
Dude, you know how good you have to be to beat Josh Barnett back then?
Picked him up and threw him on the
You know
ground.
how good Josh Barnett, the War Master, you son of a bitch? The War Master is his name.
Listen, I've been shooting with Josh.
Forget shooting. Forget guns.
Josh, violence for Josh.
That'd be
is
the
a natural,
least of my concerns.
Is his resting point?
If I'm with Josh Barnett, I hope he shoots me.
Correct.
That's how dangerous
He's
he
a
is with his
straight
hands
up
and feet.
warrior.
Do you have a gun?
Why? Because he tapped Huron Gracie. Tapped him.
Yeah, he has even bigger accolades than, I mean, you're talking.
I'm just talking about
savage.
grappling.
Oh, stupid.
Yeah. All right.
What do you got, Jen?
All right.
You get more tattoos, Jen? You getting blasted. You're starting to look like a giant Travis Barker.
Where'd I get?
You get more tattoos? Getting blasted, daddy.
I want to get more tattoos.
You want more on the legs?
You're lifting weights and getting. You training?
I do lift. Remember, I went
Boy,
back
that
back
was
to like one time a
That
week.
was a real wishy-washy.
Hold on. No, I was doing like 3-4 times a week. Then I sort of got lost and did
Got
one time a
lost,
week.
huh?
Now I'm back to
Yeah,
lifting.
let's get that consistency.
Yeah, for sure. It makes me feel a lot better too.
Hey, you in the Yakuza?
I'm not in the Yakuza. I'm Korean too, so.
Well,
Koreans can be in it.
A lot of the
Yeah,
Yakuza, a lot of the Yakuza are ethnically Korean, which people don't
Which is
realize.
crazy,
Do you
yeah.
know that?
Oh, Brian, you know what I got into lately?
What?
You know, I always got on these weird, I was into the Unabomber for a little bit. He committed suicide.
Dude,
by the way.
I thought he was dead
he kill
already. I had
himself?
no idea he was still alive.
He actually
How
committed
dare
suicide.
you.
I'm just.
Yeah, he hung himself.
Yeah.
He's tried before, though.
What they say.
He has a big following, though. Like that manifesto on, like, you know. Yeah, hung himself.
Wow.
Brilliant mind. Brilliant
Yeah,
mind.
he just couldn't take it anymore. I'm gonna pee. I gotta pee. I want to hear it.
All right.
Old school.
Old school
It's
indeed.
an old school podcast today. I'm eating
The,
Mr.
the
Beast
boys
chocolate.
might be back.
It's
The
best thing
boys
I've ever
might
had.
be getting together doing a little show
I'm
at a
looking forward to
theater.
that.
Speaking of theaters,
You and I might be doing a little stand-up.
we have a little Fire and Kid merch there.
Hell yeah.
Someone posted Fire and Kid merch on my story today. They're like, "Is this real merch? I saw this in a store. It's the Fire and Kid Army shirt." I was like, "That's real." They're like, "This isn't a knockoff." I'm like, "No, we did that 6 years
That's
ago."
nice.
What store is selling
store.
our shit?
The Abbott Kinney Fight Club stuff, I think you guys need to bring it back soon.
I
because
agree. I've been
people
saying it
always talk about
I've been
that.
saying it
Really?
from day one.
Yeah. Yep.
I wish we
Yep.
could. I'd love
Oh,
different
why
colored
can't we?
T-shirts.
Yeah, I think you do the original, the gray still.
Can we do it?
Of course.
Can you set it up?
Let me check with the guy. Yeah, I'll do it.
You've been saying that.
I've been busy, Bubba.
Bubba,
right?
come on.
I'll cry in my car on the way here sometimes.
You what?
I'll cry in my car hard on the way here dealing with the shit we got to deal with. You kidding me, dude? Excuse me.
Excuse me?
You want to add that to my table right now?
Always sunshine under above the clouds. All right, let's go.
If people only knew. Anywho.
Oh, I know. I wish
yeah.
I could talk about it.
So Tucker Carlson, he did a show on Twitter after leaving Fox.
122 million views.
Like, I think
Jen.
even more than that.
Oh, is it up? That was like
It's
last
like
week.
170 million views for just after 2 episodes. But he received a cease and desist letter from Fox because I guess they're contracted with him until the end of 2024.
Yeah, but on Fox, here's the caveat with this: it doesn't say anything about social media.
Yeah, so
it's
that's
not
why
in the.
it's-
Listen, Tucker is a very smart man. Despise what you think of his political views, I don't care. Very smart man. You don't think he checked in with his lawyers? Go,
course.
hey, go over this Fox contract. Do you see any verbiage where it says Twitter? They go, there's nothing on that.
Yeah.
Checkmate. 170 million views.
Yep.
And then his one yesterday on Trump's indictment.
Yeah.
Dude, if you are a Trump fan, it will fire you up. You're like, oh, this is why you would vote for this man. It fires you up. Like, and Trump gets Tucker on his side. And if you don't like Trump, you're in trouble.
Well, I would say if you are in favor of, forget Trump, because I've never been a Trump supporter, but if you are in favor of liberal politics and you believe that progressives are good for a city, I would direct your attention to San Francisco and the Westfield Mall. Nordstrom's has closed shop. The Westfield Mall has given the entire mall back to its creditors.
Well, can you tell people what Westfield, all the malls you see, so in Studio City, if you go to all the way to Sacramento, if you go to the Park Meadows Mall in Denver, any of those big outdoor, they have a main mall and then outdoor malls, all owned by Westfield.
Yeah.
They're massive. They're out of Australia, I think.
They're like the lifeblood of...
They're the best malls.
Yeah.
It's so bad in San Francisco, they left.
The mall left. You guys drove the mall out of business.
Whole Foods left as well.
Yeah, because the city council, they're not even Democrats, they're communists and admitted socialists and communists. You guys are the biggest scumbags on the planet. You deserve what you get, San Francisco, if you're going to vote these losers in.
But B, this would be my question if you're going to vote left. This would be my only question. Give me one example. Give me one example in every major city that they voted blue that's doing well. Give me, like, if you're going to convince me to vote left.
I'll do you one better.
No, I'm telling you. Yeah. Give me one.
Take out the three larger cities that are all run by progressives, and we'll go from
Chicago,
our gun violence will be 189 and 193 countries in terms of safety. It's those cities that cause us to be a violent country.
You're talking about New York, LA,
I'm talking about St. Louis. I'm talking about Detroit. I'm talking about, there's a whole list.
No, the list is, I've seen this. The list is LA, Chicago, New York. If you take those three out, we're 135th actually worldwide.
Yes, but if you take out Philly, St. Louis, and one more city, Detroit, if you take those cities, we are 189 out of 193 in safety. So, those are just the stats. And
but you're going to keep voting that way. No, I don't like any. I think they're all scumbags. I don't have a dog in this.
No, fight. But if you want to call drug addicts on the street taking a shit, unhoused neighbors and campers like Portland does, like San Francisco does, like Seattle does, go ahead, you do that and see how that works out. Like LA was for a while until they came to their senses. See how that works out. When you don't want to enforce the law and you think criminal justice reform means taking repeat offenders and just putting them back on the street no matter what they do, if that's what your idea of criminal justice reform...
That didn't work out? Yeah. Crime got bigger? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it gets bigger. So they're so stupid. They're so dumb.
Well, that's why it's a one-horse race.
Well,
who's going to beat a Republican?
I also have a huge problem with progressives' idea of what gender is, but that's also me because they think that kids should be.
Well, that's on the left too.
The kids know. Why would you know what gender they are? Yes. Okay, and so they should have irreparable operations and drugs that make them sterile when they're 7, 8, 9, and 10. If you actually talk to them, they actually will say a kid knows what they are.
Well, you're
so fucking.
You tell me I need a parent's approval. I have to have a parent with me if I want to get a tattoo under 18, but I can chop my wiener off, and my parents might go to jail.
Well, that's right. Well, there are bills being introduced on the floor of California that say, I know, but say, hey, if you get in the way of a child's gender affirmation,
they can take you from the house.
You are engaged.
Those won't pass. People got to be careful with that stuff.
These people are criminals. They're scumbags.
They don't want to make the world a better place.
Don't call it gender affirming care for kids. It's called child abuse and child mutilation.
Yeah, the problem with, like, if you see those bills, you're like, holy shit, they're going to take the parents away from the kid if they don't allow them to transition when they're 6 or whatever. Those are insane. You got to be careful because when you read that, the chances that getting passed are not good.
Yes.
You got to be very careful.
There are a lot of bills that are introduced that are insane.
Let me ask you this question for you. I don't know why I asked Eric and Chris this. I've really fucked up because I don't know shit about politics. Let's say we live in a world, and this could definitely happen. Trump's indictment, people got to be aware. If he gets, and this is what they're fighting right now, Trump's team is fighting. If he gets if he goes through the judicial system, if it's in Florida, he gets away scot-free. If it's in D.C. or New York, he's fucked. Let's say it is in D.C. New York. That's what he's fighting right now. Let's say it's in D.C. where he's gonna be really fucked. Let's say he gets 30 years. He won't serve 30, but he's gonna go to prison if that's the case. If Donald Trump goes to prison, what happens to America? Now, remember, over 70 million people voted for him. And you think people, which I think he definitely played a part in the January 6th riots. That was nothing compared to if you lock up a former sitting president.
So
now,
let's go through it.
Now, hold on, B.
Yeah.
Before you answer that, you know history. You're the best person to ask this. You know history. Can you go through the list of dictators that imprisoned their constituents, that imprisoned other people that were running against them? If you want to go through the list of former world leaders that imprisoned former presidents, it will scare the shit out of you. If you go through that list.
Yeah, I'd say the difference here is that there are a lot of Republicans in power who won't admit it, but they would love to see Donald Trump knocked out of the race. I
think Biden will win if I'm sorry, not Biden. He doesn't chance to win.
Trump.
I think DeSantis can win if he goes, if I become president, I will pardon Trump, because then you get the Trump supporters. That'd be his biggest ally move he could do.
He's kind of said that. He's already hinted at that.
He needs to be very clear.
But he's the problem is DeSantis is not going to beat Trump in the primaries.
Not a chance.
And but
you're assuming Trump runs.
If you look at what's going on with Trump, you've got the indictment in New York. That's Alvin Bragg. Now, that indictment is this. That indictment is to say you paid hush money to a porn star. That's not illegal, but he is making the case that it was a violation of campaign finance reform. Okay. That's a weak case. A lot of people say it's a weak case. Okay, then you've got
big one's the documents.
You've got Jack Smith in
DC
in DC who is saying, no, I think it's Miami. I'm sorry, this is the Florida case because it happened in Mar-a-Lago. The president was asked. There's another indictment coming in Georgia, and Georgia is that he violated
for election fraud.
No, he violated a statute where he said, "Find me those votes," which can be, I think, deemed election interference in one way or another.
The way it's worded, yeah.
So there's going to be an indictment of some kind there. The mistake Trump made was that
his handling of the documents.
Well, he had the documents. They said give them back. He said no. They said give them back. He said no. That's why Merrick Garland said go get them. So they go to Mar-a-Lago. They get the documents. They get them back. For whatever reason, because Trump is so either stupid, arrogant, or crazy, or egotistical, he said, yeah, you got them all. He was holding on to about 100 of them. He told his lawyers he gave them all back. His lawyers find out that he didn't. Now, two of his lawyers resign. They're like, this is, I signed an affidavit. I got to resign. I'm going to get in trouble here. I'm going to get in trouble. Because remember, Mike Pence and Joe Biden had classified documents. When they were alerted that they had those in possession,
they gave them right back.
They gave them right back. So what the Justice Department
you can go through the list of former presidents that have documents.
They always do that. And the reason the Justice Department does that is because when you want your presidential library writing your memoirs, you have access to all those documents.
Yes.
And the DOJ goes, hey, by the way, you got to give them back, and they give them right back. They give you a grace period.
Yeah.
With Trump, he didn't do that. Not only that, he held on to him. Not only that, there's a recording of him saying, I know I've got classified documents. The problem is this. It's two things. One, there is a clear violation of the law, and there are people right now, not only people that work for his campaign, but in general, who are in jail for this violation.
Correct.
Okay? The problem that he made is that he fucking... he had an opportunity, and he didn't.
Yes.
And he got caught. Now, it's up to the DA to say, you broke the law. It didn't do any damage. Did nothing. And so did you technically break the law? Yes, but in the spirit of justice, am I going to let you off? They're not going to let him off. There are too many people who want him to be indicted, because when he's indicted, it's going to cause a lot of problems for him.
And I think their whole agenda is to make it so he can't run, because they're terrified if he's going to run, because he's coming back and paying retribution. He's going to come back with a vengeance. So they're worried about that, which isn't good for America.
No.
That's not good.
It's not good for
They just don't want him to run. So I think all this, even if he doesn't do prison time, they don't care if he goes to prison. They just want to make sure he can't run.
Yes.
That's the whole thing.
But he's also got another issue, which is that he called E. Jean Carroll a whack job in the town hall, and she's sued him again. So he's got that lawsuit.
That one's
again,
whatever, though.
But he's going to spend it. He's going to spend another $2 million.
Oh no, money wise, for sure.
So he's got to deal with a lawsuit. He's got to deal with 3 indictments.
The indictments is a big one, because the other stuff he can still be president. The indictment, if he did end up being guilty, he can't run. He's screwed.
Yeah.
Those other ones he can navigate.
But I would say that Trump did this to himself when it comes to the classified documents. Dude, give the documents back, dummy. Don't say that you didn't. And there's a document missing. About I can't remember the name of the document.
But isn't it scary that a sitting president can go after a former president like that?
It's not so much a sitting president. It's the Department of Justice.
Yeah, the Department of Justice can do that. It's a little scary.
It's always been the case that the sitting president can also pardon Trump, and there might be a precedent for that because
if he doesn't win,
it's dangerous when our presidents can be open to this kind of politically motivated.
It's all politically motivated. Yeah. We know that.
Yeah,
that's what's scary to me.
Scary.
That's scary
because the same weapons you're using on Republicans are going to be used against you.
And here's the problem: it doesn't help anybody.
No.
It doesn't move America forward.
Don't forget something really important. One, when Trump was handling those classified documents, he wasn't president; he was a citizen.
But here's the other thing you have to remember too: be all this stuff. Have you seen the polls lately?
Is it making
makes Trump bigger?
Here's why.
Here's why. So even if people because they know it's politically motivated and they're just trying to get him to not run. But the other thing too is with Trump is, for whatever reason, if he's caught up in this indictment, he can't debate. They're still going to vote for him.
Yeah,
because the Democrats don't want to debate.
The fact that the Democrats and Biden won't debate is outrageous to me. You don't want to debate? You don't want to have dialogue? You don't want to defend your positions? Really? So you just want to be you're just not interested in debate? Wow.
Because they know they get annihilated.
But here's the biggest thing that people don't understand: the motivation behind people getting behind Trump is the double standard. Hillary Clinton, with her emails, dude, that was a real violation. That did compromise probably American
intelligence, 100%,
dude.
What happened to her though, B?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. James Comey decided not to press charges. The head of the FBI, because it was politically motivated, he's doing a book tour now, said nah. And I think that's a turning point in American justice and American politics.
And you know what Comey said? Comey said, he went on CNN. It was the problem. People got to realize if you're going to vote for Trump, it's going to be scary. He's going to use the judicial system, the DOJ, to come after his enemies. I'm sure I'm first on that list. It's like hold on, is that not what you did to him? So wait, you're worried that he's going to do exactly what you're doing right now? Is that not alarming to every American citizen? Yeah. It's insane to me.
Yeah, and he will, and it'll be retribution. I think Trump is ultimately destructive. I think because he's such an egomaniac. I'm a DeSantis supporter. I am not a Trump supporter, but
I'm a DeSantis supporter. Yes,
but unfortunately, I don't think Ron DeSantis will beat him in the primaries.
I think he can.
Maybe.
This stuff is making him bigger, though, with Trump's fanatic fan base. Like, when they keep doing this stuff, they're like, oh, they're just trying to discipline him and go after him using illegal. It's all. They don't believe anything. They could have video of Trump lighting these classified documents 100%. On fire, and they still be like, no, he's fine.
RFK might be the deciding factor, because RFK is taking votes away.
They're worried about him.
From Biden and from
people.
See, RFK has right-wing and left-wing
support. And he's against Ukraine, and he's against Ukraine war.
Yep.
Now, remember, whoever's against war, it's never worked out. If you go through the history of politics in America, anytime someone's anti-war, they will, because we make so much money off war. Pay attention with Ukraine right now. It's very important. Because anyone who's anti-Ukraine war, the DOJ, they want to fuck you. Trump's anti-war, Bobby Kennedy's anti-war. They're going to make sure they don't get that platform. They want war, dude.
That's an interesting. That's anyone. There's a lot of money in war.
JFK, anti-war.
A lot of money.
Shot in the face.
Yeah, a lot of money in war.
All the money.
Yeah.
All right, go Chin.
We're deep shit today. Dude, you come to Fighter and Kid on a Wednesday, you better pack a lunch and come correct.
Pack your lunch Wednesday.
Because you don't know what we might hit you with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got really into, like I was saying, I got into the I went down my Unabomber, I get into the serial killers. I go, I'm reading a book on Osama bin Laden right now, right? And then the next chapter I just started with.
You're reading a book on Osama?
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting story. It's Osama bin Laden. Wow. It's called Osama. Yeah, it's great.
Who wrote it? Do you know?
I don't know. Yeah, I literally just looked it up on Amazon and ordered it. The top ranked one and ordered it.
Good for you.
But the newest one I got is Saddam Hussein. Interesting story. You know when they captured him 10 years later. But you know when they captured him, Osama's 10 years later. But when they captured him, he was like 6 months later. Our special forces were looking for him. They found him in a bunker.
Delta.
A mile from his house. And he was in the bottom of this like wood bunker. And they get him. And the intelligence is interviewing him. And they go, all right, where's the weapons of mass destruction? And he word for word goes, we never had that. That Bush made that up to protect his daddy. None of that's real. The first thing he said. And then so the intelligence one told Bush that, and he's like, he's full of shit. The intelligence officer did an interview a few years ago, and he's like, I gotta be honest, man. There was no weapons of mass destruction. We know this for a fact.
We know that they didn't find it.
And but they said when
we had nuclear inspectors, we had them there.
They said when they got Saddam, the first thing he said, he was like, "There's no weapon," and they were like, "What?"
When they
said when he kept talking, he's really honest and like, "This is weird. We're expecting like this demonic like weapons of mass destruction." It was not the case, and they say he was very smart, very prideful. It's interesting.
When they were jeering him. And he was getting
call them all sheep.
Well, he called them. He said, "You're monkeys. You're not men." They were putting the noose around his neck. He goes, "You're not men. You're monkeys in a tree."
They said the only time they saw him cry when they're interrogating him is when they brought up his kids, his daughters. He's like, "I was a good dad." He goes, "And I loved them. They loved me." And he goes, "I'll miss them dearly." And start crying.
He was such a butcher. You know, his hero is Joseph Stalin.
It's never good.
No, not a good guy in any way.
Joseph Stalin imprisoned his.
They used to do what they would do to political prisoners to really break you, is they'd blindfold you for 2 weeks in a cell. They just have you blindfolded.
God, but the first time your eyes hit light is so painful.
Well, it's not just that. I'm glad you said that, because they'll let your eyes get adjusted to the light, because they're going to get adjusted to the light. But you're going to hear something weird, and the cell behind a glass wall, in full view, you'll watch your wife or your daughter being violated by a man who was paid by the government to do this. He would rape the women in your family.
God, whose job is that?
And well, he was a guy who was on the payroll.
Yeah.
We found that. Yeah. He was a guy who was responsible for defiling the honor of female political prisoners, or the wives of political prisoners, for real.
Jesus Christ.
So you would come too, and you'd see that. So.
Dude, how about Saddam? He had his,
nice guy
with Hussein and his other son, who were batshit crazy. Uday and Hussein.
Qusay.
They're insane, horrible people. But so Saddam was married to their mom, and then he's at this thing, and this hot blonde Saudi sits down with her husband, and Saddam goes, "I like that." They tell the husband, "Sit down." The wife sits next to Saddam. He starts whispering in her ear. They go, the husband, like, Saddam likes her. He's like, "That's my wife." Like, we know he likes her. He's like, "No, that's my wife." Like, "You'll be compensated."
Yeah.
Saddam ended up marrying her.
What?
Yeah.
Well, he's a gangster.
Oh, and just left his wife and told his buddies. She found out. She goes, "Wait, hold on. Oh, he got married?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Saddam got married. Yeah. What? It's over? Yeah, you gotta move out.
Yeah.
He didn't do it himself. His buddies told her.
Yeah,
Saddam, you didn't hear it? Saddam had a fucking wedding.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
And just so you know,
Saddam
used to also do this. He had his henchmen, the people close to him, and then once every 2-3 years or whatever it was, they would all disappear.
Kills them.
Because he's like, "You guys are, I can't have you that close, so I'm gonna." Now they would just it'd be a purge. Stalin did this.
Oh, his head general, which was his sister's brother, his best friend, he grew up with since he was 6.
Yeah.
His head general. They started losing the war when they tried to take over Kuwait.
No, yeah.
Right? They were losing Kuwait. They were trying to, and they got their ass whipped. He blamed it on that guy. He's known him since he was 7. You know what happened to him? Oh, next day, helicopter exploded randomly.
How crazy.
He didn't tell anyone. He goes, "It's tragic." What? That was your best friend?
Yeah. He was a real peach.
What's interesting is the interrogators go, when they caught him, not a small dude and in shape.
Oh, he's a big man.
Is
that what they said?
He was 6'2", and they were like, and in shape.
Oh yeah. A big, strong guy. He was a gangster.
Yeah.
He was a gangster. So.
Interesting, huh? He's an interesting dude.
Very interesting guy.
Smart guy.
Very interesting guy.
Yeah. All right, what do you got, Jen?
All right. Here's a quick one.
Listen. Write it down. Keep going.
So, hold on real quick. Saddam was so crazy. He thought when, except like with Osama bin Laden, he's Afghanistan, right? So in Saddam, where he was at, he was like, "Oh, this can be good. We're gonna be able to partner up with the U.S. They're gonna help us." He didn't think there was gonna be a war. He was like, "They're gonna help us because we don't fuck with Afghanistan either."
We built his army. So
yeah.
We built his army. He was our ally against Iran.
Yeah.
We gave his troops satellite coordinates of the Iranian National Guard. We told them where they were.
He thought he was glad Osama bin Laden was our enemy, because he was like, "It's our enemy too. We're gonna partner up and take these bitches out."
That's right.
No, sir.
No.
He's like, "I'm not a terrorist. I don't fuck with these guys. Let's get these guys." And America's like, "No.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember when he used chemical weapons and biological weapons on the Kurds.
And his own people.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Good guy.
100,000 children died.
Think about that.
100,000 children.
Yeah. He was like, whatever. A butcher. A true butcher. All right, give me more.
Alrighty. Sure?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Georgie?
Fan sent this in. This is a small business owner that somebody stole from, so they followed them back to their house and documented it.
Oh.
Nice job.
What'd she steal? Do we know?
Yeah, 1 second.
Guys, okay, so this raggedy ass bitch just came into Erotic and stole from my store. Stole from my store. Okay, stop, don't touch me. And we're gonna follow her to her house because she says she's gonna pay for it there. Right? Yes. Okay. So enjoy the ride and we'll let you know where she lives. Let's play a game called Look in the Thief's Purse. So let's see what she has. Stop. Oh, you also took a skirt, Dustin. Did you see that? What? Yeah. You raggedy bitch. You're looking at me like I'm crazy and you stole from me. The irony, right?
Don't steal from small businesses, Okie.
So it was
Anyone feel bad for the lady?
No.
I do because I'd be the worst cop.
Me too. I'm like, all right, what happened? Why? I know.
I'm the wrong guy because I would never enforce the law.
In this case, we're liberals.
I'm a liberal. I'm a fucking.
It's a system. It's the system that did it to her. We made her steal.
You know what? You know what?
White privilege piece
You know what?
of shit.
In a lot of ways, you and I are a couple libs. When it comes to that, I just am not. I'm not good at that stuff.
I could be a dictator, but don't show me. Don't bring me the people because they could talk me out of it.
If you hurt people, it's one thing. If you steal, it's like.
I know.
I mean, you're probably
that lady. Look, that lady. Poor lady.
So embarrassing. It's so.
Both of them. It's awkward. And she got arrested.
Yeah.
Like if you stole food because your kids were hungry.
Oh, different.
I'm letting you have it.
100%. I get it.
But if you're stealing, yeah.
The sad thing when she's stealing, was it makeup?
It's a small business though. Also, like
she stole lingerie.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need that.
Yeah, it's a small business. She's probably. You know how many times she's done that? You know how many times she's stolen from people?
Oh, I know. It's not the first time.
Nah, the thieves suck.
That's why I like Turkey. Cut her hand off. But see if she steals again.
It's not Turkey, but yeah, Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
And Turkey.
I don't think so.
Pretty sure.
No.
Bring it up.
Bring it up.
Remember Singapore? I remember if you like spit or something, they cane you. Something crazy like that. Yeah.
I know. That's what one
You were
championship.
dealing with drugs. You got hung.
Dude, one championship was asking me to commentate in Singapore. I'm like,
Oh, it's amazing there.
you know, I know it's very clean, but it's like, wait, I can't pee outside?
Bubba, the best food in the world. You're gonna love it.
I know, but if I fart on the bus, am I going to jail?
Probably. No
Strict
chewing gum.
rules.
You don't want you chewing gum or wearing your hair long.
Okay.
Lee Kuan Yew. He was a benevolent dictator.
He's still there?
Nope, he died. I think his son's running the show.
And is he the same? Like, do I have to cut my hair?
Lee Kuan Yew goes down as one of the great figures of certainly political history in some ways.
But you can't have long hair, big dick? I'm screwed, dude.
Nah, he was like,
No, I'm screwed.
These
No big
bell-bottoms,
dick?
chewing gum,
Dude,
and
no
long hair.
big dick, Brian?
Yeah. And if there was a homeless guy in Singapore, they were Confucian. It was Chinese. It was Confucius. Like the harmony, clean, orderly. I mean, it was an incredible.
Chin,
place.
can you look if you have a big dick in Singapore?
I think
Because if I'm going to jail for that, lock me up.
you might
Am
be
I
able to have
right?
a big dick. You might be able, but yeah.
Oh, I was
Let's just
kidding.
do it for fun. Average size. Oh no. Is it true that Singaporean may have short penises? Not totally true.
Written by a Singaporean dude.
The human penis length is about 5 inches on average. Well, I'm crushing everybody.
Dude, I'm Godzilla in Singapore, daddy. Right? All right, what do you got, Chin?
100%.
All right. This is another one, Georgie. It's this one here.
Yeah, this is a fan art that the fans made for you. Old Earthworm Bry.
It's great.
It's like Harry something.
Well done.
Harry
Harry
Baldwin,
Baldwin,
94.
Earthworm Bry. Why am I earthworm again?
Your neck.
Oh, my neck.
I told you your neck looks like an earthworm.
That's a good. That's
really
rendition.
good.
Yeah.
Who's
I
that?
have more hair than
At Harry
yeah.
Baldwin,
that guy's
94.
got more hair than I do, but and a stronger jaw. But
But now your hair's coming back.
it
At
is
least
coming
darker.
That's what you look like now.
back. It really is coming back. It's fucking amazing.
What else you got, dude?
And you could do, if you're super insecure about that stuff, you could do the tattoo
Yeah, I'm not.
on the neck.
Oh,
A neck
full
tattoo,
piece?
yeah.
Dude, hide it. I was about doing that for my psoriasis. Just going from my neck all the way down.
Dude, do it,
tattoos.
man.
How's your psoriasis?
Way better.
Yeah.
Here's a bear that somehow ended up
is
at a
wild.
beach in Florida.
Dude, I couldn't get over that shark attack they caught on tape.
Which one?
We watched
Didn't I
that.
say that to you and Rogan?
Yeah, I hated that. You know when his legs go up? That's because the shark pulled him down.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a bear that showed up on the beach.
Why is he chilling at the beach?
They're saying
That's a very small bear.
It's
That's
from
a
a sand
baby.
dunes, and he
Little
probably wanted to
black bear.
cool off.
This is in Florida?
Came back, yeah, Florida.
That's a baby bear right there.
Yeah, it's a baby bear.
Hey, dude, get away from the bear.
It looks like a dog.
That's a small bear.
Yeah.
I kicked that thing around the fucking snout.
This 14-year-old kid just got a job with, I think, SpaceX. Yeah, SpaceX.
He looks like he got a job.
Crazy smart.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Check out the big brain on Brad. Look at him, dude. You know
But 4 years old. I mean, sorry, 14 years old, which is insane.
That's wild.
He's a child prodigy.
Yep.
Genius.
He didn't find school challenging enough, and
Holy
he
shit.
passed every test that they gave him. So
That's so cool.
that's cool that SpaceX, there's
really
no
cool.
age limits for, to do that
Usually the
stuff.
kids who are that fucking smart, they call them on the spectrum. I just think they're so smart they can't fuck with our wavelength.
Yeah.
I think they're so. We're like, no, they're
They
on
need
the
to do stuff
spectrum.
like
It's like,
this.
no. He's so much more advanced than where we're at as a fucking culture. You know what I'm saying? Like he's so smart. People go, he doesn't think the way we do and talk. Yeah, because our stuff is so rudimentary to him. You think has an issue. That's how smart he is.
That's right.
Here's just a fun one. So you guys know who Kevin Gates is?
Yes.
Rapper. Very inspirational guy. So I'll just play this clip for you.
Like
like this
he
guy
likes
a
the
lot.
butthole licked.
I love that.
Does
guy.
he?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
so he's a rapper. I like him.
And then Georgie knows the story. He got famous in prison or something.
Yeah, his mixtape came out. He was down in Louisiana, and he blew up while in prison. So when he got out, newfound fame.
Got
I
new
like
teeth,
him a lot.
newfound fame.
So I'll just play this clip for you.
Like all of the music that I make is timeless because it comes from a celestial chord. Like I'm just a vessel. It's not me, it's God.
Take you right, take you down.
Just a vessel for God.
Now I'm a vessel. God, that's not
Just play
coming.
that again. That's really funny.
It's so
Just play
funny.
it.
And I make is timeless because it comes from a celestial chord. Like I'm just a vessel. It's not me, it's God.
I like the kitties all.
Very funny video.
Hey, kids all.
God bless.
Dick you down, dick you down.
Oh, Ryan Seacrest was.
Yeah,
that?
so I guess he's in the early talks to replace Pat
Oh, I
Sajak.
don't
How much
about
money do
I'd rather
you
die.
need, Ryan Seacrest?
I'd rather die.
But
Good
when you
luck
have
with
his
that.
money, you want to do a daily fucking game show, dude?
Okay, dude. Whatever you're running from.
He has
Been going 2 hours.
all the money. Oh, I should probably
Dude, that's
stop.
what happens when we rock and roll.
Yeah.
I get another show
You
at
can't handle
2:30.
it. Then let
I
us
know.
know. All right, let's
right, we're
wrap
good?
it up.
We're
Yep.
good, man.
Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in Denver, June 29th, 30th, and July 1st. Blue Room. I got Blue Room July 20, 21,
One of my faves,
22.
dude.
Yep, and I got, I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina, too, guys. I don't remember that, but anyway. And July 28, 29, I'm at the Improv.
Oh, we got some big news coming for me and Bryan. Little theater run here. We'll have announcements for you.
Oh, yeah.
Next close one, Schaub and Friends, Pasadena, July 28th. One show only 8 p.m. And then I'll be around. I'm at Laugh Factory Saturday. Be doing sets all next week in L.A. But I'm in L.A., baby. All right, guys. Love you. See ya.